just gonna go ahead and.
Wait, we're not recording, so you can't
Oh.
stop.
Sienna, do you have 1 minute?
Just give it to.
Just 1 minute. Well. Okay,
Yeah, you better just hand it to her. We don't have
Just
to.
send it to her.
okay, well, let me just let you know, we're going to present Sienna Henderson. She's one of our U City Council representatives and, well, one of our U City Council members. And she and other U City Council members have earned scholarships this year. And Sienna is just everything good about U City Council. She shows up, she's interested, she's engaged. She knows what it means to be a productive citizen in our city. And just like right now, she's headed out to go to a debate, to a tournament, even though, you know, it's like the last week of school. But anyway, we'd like to present Sienna Henderson as one of the City Council's recipients for the 2026 year, 2025-26 year. Anyway. Oh, you guys don't want to go? Get a picture?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Everybody come on down. Real quick, we'll get a picture. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
So everyone, you guys will stay down.
Let's just go ahead and do the next one. Then we get your next start. Okay. All right, our next U City Council Scholarship recipient is Isaac Higbee. Isaac also has been a member of U City Council for the past year. He's been engaged, he's shown up, he's led out in service activities, he's been a part of presenting at our U City Council meetings with follow-up with, you know, attending our City Council meetings, regular City Council meetings, and also our Planning Commission meetings. That's actually, I failed to mention that, that's one of the requirements to be considered for a scholarship. Outside of the U City Council meetings, they need to come to at least 3 meetings. 2 can be from the same category, but City Council, Planning Commission, or project meeting. So Isaac is an outstanding representative of our U City Council. We're just grateful that he's been a part of it. So congratulations, Isaac Higbee. All right. That's all. You can tell that I need to talk into the microphone. Is it being recorded? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, we do have 2 more recipients, but one is not here. But, okay. Yes, we do have, Mayan Gongora. Oh, I've never pronounced that right. He's unable to attend. He has a state soccer tournament today. So we will give that to him later. But we do have Aaron Robertson. And Aaron has been on our U City Council for the past 3 years. And Aaron has shown up. He's been a part of everything. If you were able to go to the dinner, he talks about growing into U City Council and becoming more outgoing and engaged in the community. And Aaron is everything good about our community. He's kind, he shows up, he's a leader, and he follows up. And we're just grateful that he's been a part of it and added to our community here in Pleasant View. So congratulations, Aaron Robertson, another U City Council Scholarship recipient. Yes. Wow. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, I got it.
All right, Sarah, thank you for that.
Well, thanks.
For all those who didn't participate in the recognition dinner, it was very well done. The kids are just good kids, and I appreciate that. Thank you for Cindy and Sarah for helping have that go. All right, item number 5, Public Works Standards. Oh, yes, sorry. How long do you want to stay here? I am so sorry. Sarah, she completely messed me up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Benyon. I have met with him, come up to the mic. He has, I don't know, willingly, I think that's willingly, agreed to help us with the planning commission. He works in North Carolina?
For North Carolina.
For North Carolina, so I don't know how that works, but
It's a small world.
it's a small world. But again, he'll be filling an alternate position with the planning commission for a 4-year term. Ask him to come, to ask anybody to ask any questions or have him, see if he's worthy, I guess.
You just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do work-wise and how long you've been Pleasant View, that kind of stuff.
Sure. So my name is Nick Benyon. I've been here for 8, probably pushing 9 years now. I got about 14 years of professional experience. 11 of that has been spent largely in community health and public health, working for both private and public sector. 4 of that has been financial management and analysis. And my current role with the state of North Carolina is managing federal funds. So federal funds that have been granted to the state of North Carolina. And I oversee, the lifetime that I've been there, over $100 in grant funding to the state, in the Department of Public Health. And my role for that has been to really liaison between all of the operational leaders who have the responsibility with the funds to execute programs and projects within the state, and then to liaison with the federal government, whether it's CDC or sort of whatever entity it is that's granting those funds. And I ensure compliance, that we're using the funds fiscal responsibility, right? I ensure that we use the funds within scope of the grant it was intended to be used, within the scope of state policy, regulation. And so that's kind of my role right now, is just managing funds and ensuring that we're doing it responsibly and legally and effectively, really. So, did you have any other follow-up questions to that? real quick?
Yeah, just, you've been in Pleasant View nine years, you said?
Close, yeah.
And you don't want to move to North Carolina? That's pretty impressive. That says a lot for our city,
So, occasionally, yeah, just a couple times a year. But again, to the fiscal responsible side, if there's a need, I'll go, but if there's not, there's no need to make extra trips, so.
Did you have an interest in planning commission before this, or city council, or anything like that?
Yes, so yes, I speak with people on council, in the past. I've spoken with people on the planning commission, not with the intent of participating or being a part of this, but just because that's the way my brain works, and I ask questions and I'm curious about why are we doing this way? Why is it happening that way? And just asking to understand. because I always have an opinion, but my opinion may not be right, so I talk to the people who know better. So,
We've had conversations.
yeah, so I just like to understand and to know, and the more I understand, the more I have enjoyed it. Enjoyed those conversations and those conversations have led to people encouraging me to participate, so.
Awesome.
Can I put you on the spot and ask you kind of a hard question? Just what are the couple things that you think Pleasant View's lacking that we could improve upon?
Lacking, you are putting me on the spot because I don't have enough
Kind of am.
information to be able to speak intelligently to that, so like.
Even if it's a perception.
Perception is what it is, so I need to qualify it as perception, right? The conversation that you guys are having right now about roads, the questions that are coming to my mind are, why wasn't this, I know Sean, you spoke to that, or why didn't we address this at a more regular interval, right? When I first moved here, my perception was, why on earth are we doing 500 every year? What is the cause of the need to redo 500 every year, and can we get to the root cause of what's destroying it and fix that instead of forking out the money to repay 500, what felt like every year when we first moved here. It's slowed down, but when we first moved here, I think it was for 3 years, it was under construction again and again and again, so.
There's a good answer to that, though.
No, we don't. We're not doing that.
Right, like this.
Not redo it, but to increase the longevity of a new
Right.
paved road.
Right, so these are just the questions that go through my
Sure.
mind, I, like I said, I don't.
We had a
I
big,
can't
we had a
speak
big
in-
blowout for one of those. It was a
Yes.
There
major,
was, we were here for that.
major blowout. So.
So,
Well, we know that we're not perfect and we do have some deficits, some lacks, some spots that we lack, but we're excited that you can help us with some of those and help plan for some future, things for Pleasant View. So thanks for being willing to volunteer. We really need your help. So thank
Yeah.
you.
I'd love to participate. Any other questions? I can.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we appoint Nick Benyon as an alternate on the planning commission.
Do we have a motion?
I'll second.
Have a motion a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. There's some training and different things you need to come in, talk to Tammy, we met with her. I did have a conversation with Andrea today, and I think she made a great recommendation of some training for all of the planning commission members. We have, so I think that's very important. We asked, and again, this is Andrea speaking, not me, so I'll give her credit. I'm giving you credit where credit's due.
So Nick, if you get with Andrea.
But-
Yeah.
There's just people, we ask these people to come in and just kind of jump in with both feet. I think that's a little bit unfair, like the city council, even though Sean and Johnny have been on for 4 months now, you still really not good until 2 years, maybe a little bit more on Sean, but
Sean's pretty good.
Dave, it's taken 6 years. I don't know, but I think that'll be important to go that. So you're jumping in at a good spot. We have 2 alternates and, anyway, so thank you for everything. You're officially adopted, but you have to do that training and before you can actually have a vote. So get with that. And Tammy or Andrea, can you help him get the numbers and everything for that? Okay. Thank you very much, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
And it is Nick instead of Nicholas.
I hope I both, but most people call me Nick.
So I've got him under Nicholas, but
It's Commissioner Benyon to you.
touche. All right.
That's on now too, Sarah.
But, well, hopefully you know them by good rapport.
I love your boys. I love them all. Milo's.
We won't talk about kids. No. Anyway, thank you so much for coming. All right, can we now do item number 5, Andrea? Is that okay? I'm so sorry. Thank you for keeping me on board. Matt, you should have been following that. I'm a little disappointed you didn't catch that. All right, public works standards. I guess Dana is presenting this.
I'm fine to let anybody present it if they'd like to.
We want you.
I will keep it short.
Thank you.
So as you know, we do have our public works standards, and it dictates how things get developed and built and the specifications. And then we have our standard drawings, which it's most used. So it's this set of plans here. Everything in your packet, you should have a copy of both red line editions. You can see all the changes that we made, and then in the plans, anything that changes as well.
Do we have one like you have that holds out like that?
I just,
Oh, it's
Yeah,
on
it's
the
in an email.
email. Okay.
I saw an email, I just didn't have it.
10 o'clock.
so, right. This was quite, we haven't updated our, the public works standards since 2019, but we keep a running, red line, I guess. And so this was a general overhaul of the standards. We are going to try to do more frequent revisions because it is a bit of a beast all at once. I think. But we feel like these are, we're at a good place now, and these should be, pretty resilient over the next several years. I did have in planning commission, there was, a recommendation, from one of the planning commission members, if I may pass out. So the first the one recommendation from the planning commissioner, I'm going off memory now as I handed out all my copies, was in the development section of our, the design standards. It talks about upsizing utilities. We just say that the city will reimburse the developer for the upsize, where it's shown in our, CFP to be upsized. That's how we've had it in there for a long time. He just, one commissioner asked that we just add like via an agreement. It's always been done via an agreement, but he just wanted it in writing. And
What's an example of when they'd have to upgrade because of a subdivision above them or something?
Christopherson Ranch. You have to upsize that water main.
it
Because
would
of
be-
state standards possibly too,
It would
or?
be, so if we have like a transmission line going through the property, I propose transmission line, say it was a 12-inch line, and their subdivision was gonna have to build an 8-inch line, we would pay to upsize that additional 4 inches. So, and that's the impact fees that we collect.
Okay.
So, oh yes, and then the other, a last minute revision on our part, my part, was about a detention pond, private detention ponds, and instead of concreting the overflow, we just said that they could do riprap on the private ponds, not. So we did include that in the planning commission. We asked. That's the public works standards in a nutshell.
So even though that's always been, just to reiterate what you said, it's always been the standard, they just wanted it in writing in the standards that this is what we're going to do. Have an agreement with the
Agreement, yes.
developer.
Yeah,
Okay.
just literally
No,
add
that-
the words via an agreement.
Which is
Yeah.
not bad, we
Yeah.
can do that, that's good.
Yeah.
That'd be good practice.
No issues with that.
Wish I had a copy in front of me. I can't pull mine up,
Oh,
but
you can't.
no. So,
Is everybody comfortable with the motion?
I think so. Pretty substantial change, so.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the public works standards as presented. Does this have a resolution attached to it?
With the event, with the amendment, planning commission then, or?
Yeah, with the recommendations from the planning commission has been presented.
You have a motion by Ann,
I'll second that motion.
second by Sarah. You have a comment?
Yeah, I just wondered, was anybody on the council involved in it was just DRC that reviewed it, right?
Yes,
And then it went to planning commission
yes.
to review, but anybody on the council involved in?
That, that I was involved.
Okay. I mean, I just was curious. That kind of
You have a motion by Ann, second by Sarah. Any other comments or? All in favor?
Aye.
I,
Any opposed? Okay, so let it be written. Okay, item number 6, subdivision ordinance amendments. Discussion of possible action to amend chapter 17.18 and 17.20. The subdivision ordinance, and this is ordinance number 2026-10. Dana or Tyson, I guess Dana.
So in conjunction with updating the development standard, the design standards, we did a little swapping around of items from the code and into the standards, or from the standards into the code. We also made a couple of changes to make the terminology consistent. And then we also fixed a couple of items that have been long outstanding, needing to be fixed. So for example, in like the first section in 1718.010, we took out, and it's more of a design item, angle of minor streets. You know, that's more of a design issue, and there's the regulations tied to that. So we pulled that out of the code and put it in the design standards. But then we did add a little bit more wording in place of that for extending the infrastructure and improvements to the end of subdivision boundaries to make it more clear. And that is in the design standards, but we wanted to put it in the code. The accesses to cul-de-sacs and terminal roads, we did consult with the fire and building officials. This is on page 2. And because you have a maximum number of housing units that you can serve with one access versus 2 accesses. So we did update that according to the most current code.
That's a state code to do that, or is that?
It would be fire and building, I guess.
Okay.
I let them tell me what the codes were.
Okay.
So that was their recommendation.
Yes, ma'am. We did add a couple of kind of exceptions to some of the code language when it comes to lots and blocks. Because we're getting into more hilly terrain, we did add some language that, you know, if you're restricted by terrain or something solid, something physical, that, you know, we can grant design exceptions. But there's general standards that should be followed. We did take out the buildable area for lots, because it was listed as 7,500 square feet. We now have lots that are smaller than 7,500 square feet, so we couldn't meet that code. So we just deleted that sentence and made a note that that should be addressed in each zone. Each what? Zone, each zone. Okay. We added some language about Skyline Drive.
Can you speak to that language? Are you,
Skyline?
yeah, are you talking about no new lots shall access Skyline Drive? Is that?
Item number 7.
Yes. Yeah, we wanted to keep driveways off of Skyline Drive because it is going to be our major thoroughfare. So where possible, they should access minor roads.
So we're saying between 900 West Pleasant Drive. So we've got 900 West and we've got Pleasant View Drive. So we're just saying anywhere within.
Yeah, all the way down the hill.
Okay, all right.
Just
Okay,
just
I got
on
you.
Skyline.
I got you.
So it is, the language is just Skyline Drive.
For that one sentence.
Where is that?
It's on page 4, right about in the middle, item 7.
Skyline Drive.
Yeah, for that roadway specifically, and then in the standards, we addressed some of the issues that have come up during the building process with corner access and accessing a minor road versus your arterial.
Into the
Thank you. Just deferring to the lesser traffic road and just to help with some of the issues that have come up in some of those other processes.
I might be really dumb, but help me understand again that the language. So we're saying no new accesses onto Skyline Drive. 900 West is a South Road. correct? No new lots.
You're stopping at, you're 900 west going down to Pleasant View Drive going,
Thing it's saying is, it's the houses can't face the road, so you get on and off right there. It's saying that you have to come around to your house instead of having your house right on Skyline.
So you'd access off an intersection into what would be more, subdivision
Side road.
road,
Roads would be fine, but it's the lots that can't, house can't.
just.
Right,
Right, so I guess I'm just,
So, are you familiar with Harris Hills?
yes,
Okay, so they, that road intersects Skyline Drive, but
Correct.
all the lots, they even have a cul-de-sac, all the lots access the minor
Okay.
streets and back up to Skyline.
So no access to your individual property off of
And-
Skyline.
and I understand the concept, I don't know if I understand. When we say between 900 West and Pleasant View Drive, that throws me off because those roads, one goes north-south and one goes east-west.
Because they're coming down the hill.
Oh.
Yeah.
You eventually-
900 west
Yep,
It's defined.
going to Pleasant View Drive.
okay,
For
that,
future-
that,
for future roads.
now that makes more sense, but just the way it was written, like, it didn't, like, wait a minute. These roads, that's not gonna work,
47.
You
so,
almost need the master plan
to look at,
to
it,
look
yeah,
at. With-
makes sense. I understand, thank
Wait.
you.
Do we know what the, I guess we don't until it's built, what the speed limit will be on?
It's
Skyline?
still pending. It'll be probably a reduced speed or at least a cautionary speed posted.
At least 55 down the hill.
That's a reduced speed from.
I drive it every day. It's, right now it's 25.
You don't drive Skyline down there.
No, the one that goes up to, well, no, not Skyline, but the one that will come up and eventually, isn't the one we're talking, connecting the mountain road?
No.
No, we're not talking about that one?
No.
So Skyline Drive, if it's a reduced speed, it would be 30 miles or less.
It doesn't matter.
North Ogden's connection eventually.
Just
gets
Yeah,
there.
that we're talking.
curious.
I don't know what their piece missing
Pretty steep,
We're not setting that.
snaking down the road, so
supposed to.
the hillside part of it.
And one other question, I noticed that we did eliminate major arterial roads, and is that, and the 110-foot width, that just because we do not anticipate ever
Mhm.
having a road that wide
Correct.
in our city,
Right.
so.
In our master
Actually,
plan, we have one, but all the other ones are an 80-foot.
Yes,
And we changed the terminology to
Yeah.
match what is in our standards.
perfect, thank you.
So now maximum width is 80.
Correct.
So, go ahead.
Oh, no, you got it.
I just have a couple of questions on it. So, the very first one, you talked about the, like, extensions or infeasible extensions may be granted by the Development Review Committee. I am 100% in favor of standards, in a lot of, and we have to have those and stuff, but the more we've defined these, the more it's difficult to conform to them in so many different areas, right? How do we, when we implement subdivision development standard, or we approve something like that, what are the variance options? How do we go about a variance to that? And because what it feels like when we talk subdivisions, when I talk to every developer in the city and lots of different areas, they all struggle with, we need an exception somewhere, and we fight against them as a city to make that happen. And I'm struggling with that. So how do we go about that kind of, because I believe standards should fit. We should work toward a standard in most cases, but at some point there needs to be variances to that, and I don't know how that works.
So they're in the variance process, and it's in the public works standards in 1.06. So they need to come to us and request a variance or design exception, basically, and state why it's infeasible, not why it's gonna cost less money.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be based on any monetary value. It's if there's a rock outcrop and, at the end of the road, and the road can't be rerouted, or just things like that, that would provide, and mitigation measures as well, sorry. So that when, like, right now, I'm looking at a couple of design exceptions for Grand Legacy. And I've asked them to provide what they're asking for, what their mitigation measures is. what standards is it going to meet? So if it can't meet the design speed of a residential road, what design speed are they proposing and what mitigation measures are they gonna make? And then that's when we'll evaluate whether or not that's an appropriate mitigation measure.
That would actually follow the state, for the Board of Adjustments as well, because it can't be the cost, savings. It has to be, we can't complete it because of what you just said. So that's state, variance requirement anyway. It has to meet one of the 5 things, so.
And just to clarify, you might be referencing more code that there isn't a variance to in that process as opposed to the design standards. Just taking a guess at what
Good
you
point.
might be referring to, and there are things that you don't have those other type of variances.
Matt, were you gonna say something?
No, I mean, that's been both hit the nail right on the head. I mean, the reason you have the standards is to ensure that everyone is treated fairly. You don't have those standards. Basically, you're inviting liability. For the
Yeah.
city. It makes me hate my hair.
You don't have.
I knew that question would, so.
So we're putting, and Dave, I appreciate what you brought, because that's kind of the same things I was going to comment on. Thank you for bringing that up and probably putting it more eloquently than I could have stated, but we're putting a lot, these changes on the DRC and giving them a lot of authority to change. And I haven't looked through every one of these. I did see the 4,300 and I had questioned that too, but it kind of makes sense. We haven't got the road yet, but we want to have that be more of a thoroughfare. But 2,700 is built very similar. And now we want to have access to 2,700 in some places. So we have to have some way of having a different lane. And that's what I've talked about with Brody and a few people with Andrea of having these things come up, because it's just, no, absolutely not. Okay, but let's work something. Let's be able to work that out. And I just come up with several things. We're not going to go into any of those today, but we're putting a lot of trust and authority in the DRC and in this, and we have to have them. I agree with what Matt said. We have to have a standard, but there is gray area in all of these things. And I don't know how you put it. A lot of red lines in here, a lot of changes. And it's I'm thankful that you looked through it, because I don't know what to do, and that's out of my wheelhouse. But we have to, I don't know, just every item, every place is a little bit different in some things. Subdivisions, one thing, and that's kind of what I think this main thing is for subdivisions, right? Isn't that kind of where?
That's the subdivision.
Yeah, I mean, this is, but I just, when we look at stuff, we say, man, where did that come from? Where did that rule come from? You're back in the 60s, or whenever our ordinances were put in, they didn't have any idea what was going on in 2000s. And we're changing some of these, standards. I don't know, we have to do it, but I want to make sure that we have some common sense that can come into the mix as they come up. Dave,
Well, as I say,
or there's something over here first.
Well, I
Where
just
was you?
there. So just a quick question, isn't this kind of, because it's going to DRC with this review, that's a state legislature kind of act that has put a lot more of the approval authority with the Development Review Committee and administration, correct?
Technically, yeah, so like a subdivision, residential subdivision would come to planning commission for preliminary approval, but then it never goes any further. It comes to
Right.
DRC for final approval. So if you're not giving DRC the approval or the authority to make those changes or exceptions, then they're stuck.
Yeah.
So, that recently changed in the state legislature, correct?
Well, having a land use authority changed several years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just following up.
Yeah.
And I like being, I like things to be able to have more approval instead of having to go through several different approval processes. I think that's smart. But again, we're putting a lot of authority with the DRC, which I think that's where it should be, for sure. But again, I want, just like you said, I want to be able to have some outs for some things, and this may not be where we about that, but. Do we have any other questions for Dana? If not, I entertain a motion to adopt the 2026 public works, or excuse me, subdivision ordinance amendments, ordinance number 2026-10.
So moved. That's great.
Entertain. Did I say it wrong?
You said you entertain it, but you said it so well. I was like.
Well,
Sorry, sorry. I would entertain a motion. I don't want to make a motion.
I'll make it. Mayor, make a motion that we approve the subdivision ordinance amendments of 17.18, 17.12, ordinance 2026-10.
We have a motion by Dave,
Oh, sorry.
2026-10. Anyway, doesn't matter.
2026-10, yeah.
You have a motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Sean. This is a roll call. Marriott,
Yes.
Harrington,
Yes.
Wilkins,
Yes.
Erie,
yes.
Ferry.
Yes.
Okay, passes. Okay. Stormwater management plan, this is a public hearing. Discussion of possible action to approve the stormwater management plan. This is resolution 2026-E. Do we want to go into a public hearing before, or do we want to listen to Dan?
I don't mind having a public hearing open. I'll make a motion that we go into a public hearing to discuss stormwater management plan.
A public hearing. Dave,
I'll second that motion.
Sarah, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we are in a public hearing. Dana or Tyson, whoever's gonna pursue.
It's doing great.
So the stormwater management plan is a plan that the city's had for many years. I think it's updated every about 5 years. Recently, we went through a stormwater audit with the state, which was pretty fun. But as part of that audit, we had to do a fairly significant overhaul of stormwater management plan. It has 6 sections. You have the public involvement, public education, illicit discharge, construction, good housekeeping, and IDD, illicit discharge. Did I already say illicit discharge? I missed one.
The long-term.
Long-term stormwater management.
Your favorite.
So that it just, the stormwater management plan just tells you how, it explains how the city is going to implement their stormwater management. And all of the forms, the inspections, the requirements, the public education opportunities, the public involvement opportunities. It is just a lot of information. Public Works Department is the one who gets to implement most of it, and hats off to them, because if you have a chance to look at the stormwater management plan, I think it's about 300 pages now.
205.
So there are a ton of tasks every day, annual, monthly, weekly, of stormwater inspections and reports that they have to do. That's all listed in the stormwater management plan. And the state has reviewed this already and given us their thumbs up on the new plan. So
these are some of your last action items to wrap up the audit. Is one element, and then I think just a big takeaway for this one specifically is to the state. You're telling them that you're behind meeting all of these rules, and Public Works and the staff is here to implement what's adopted in these plans. And that was their expectation, and where if you're having shortfalls and it gets into your fees and we're not able to implement it as detailed in the plan, their intent is to hold you to that. So part of the audit is coming and reviewing what you're expected to be doing, meet all of these MCMs under their guidelines for you to have that permit from it's the state's permit. And these are the ways you are required to meet it. Just wanted to make sure everybody understands that, because there's a lot in here that you're asking staff that we're expected to get those newsletter notices out at X intervals for every item, expected to make inspections to this level and have X documentation behind it. I do believe we had a lot of it, but like the detail at which they wanted you to be doing it all, I think is where we kind of fell short, is how that chain, how they could follow that along. And we've obviously made some overhauls internally. We've purchased equipment to help better meet some of these MCMs, help with that reporting tool. So I think we have the group, and as long as we get the backing, because some of them aren't pleasant, there's the fines involved in this, and ensuring that that was a big issue, that not taking enforcement action for violators, and that we will be pushing those items in the future permits. So until somebody changes the rule, those are requirements from the state.
So are you saying you can't keep up with it, with what is required in it in general, or
Implementing at this level, I'm, I guess, yet to be seen. Some of it I feel like we were missing some of the staffing, and that was the request previous budget years, that they were not meeting it, and trying to use a public works inspector for subdivisions and all our right-of-way permits and all of our other duties assigned, and then saying, hey, on the side, we need to be doing our SWIP elements, wasn't working. So one of the changes, just in-house splitting that role and just saying, hey, we have a mechanism with Jones that we were trying to move away from past directions that we were given, to sort of pull some of what we asked Jones to do at the inspection level that we do internal, and take that back off of that role and put it back on Jones, because we don't have that second person in-house. So you have to have that element happening somewhere. So there are some parts of it that I feel we have some better tools and making that big change. And then some of it was with our operations group that isn't the SWIP inspector, is telling them that essentially at this point you don't have an authority coming and telling you you have to be doing X with streets, because in Pleasant View we're asked to split our roles through very different departments. Is stormwater, I think's always sort of been the side department. You have street, storm, sewer, water, and utilities and garbage. There's always one of those departments sort of sits in the back seat, and you sort of fight to get over into that element. And obviously with growth, it's absolutely more difficult to meet all your different regulations in two separate departments with the same people. So I've asked the streets and storm group that, hey, we need to meet what you're asking us to do here without X staffing, then this is the focus. Stormwater's the focus, and then you're sliding street needs in after stormwater at the current level.
Dana, do you have any other thing on to present?
Not on the plan, is it?
Okay, so entertain a motion to go to public
Yeah,
hearing.
so moved.
Did you
Or
wanna
not,
ask the public?
entertain a motion.
But did you want to ask the?
Oh, is any public here who would like to address on this item?
No, there's something different. I think I'm in the.
We had public comments at the beginning of the meeting. That's
Well, I was over at Aerospace, and they said, we go to Pleasant.
okay.
So I heard like her turtle, I just did.
or if it's on the agenda. There's only
Is-
one other
is it
public
an
hearing.
Item on the agenda, or is this non-related to agenda items?
If you wait just a second, we might give you an opportunity for a second. Any public comment on this particular issue? Seeing none,
I'll make a motion, we go out of the hearing.
Second.
we have a motion and a second by Johnny, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now comments on this?
I think there's been a lot of work going into it and a lot of effort to be compliant and get there. So I mean, we gotta,
This is something
Honor
that's
that,
out
but
of
it's
my, I
good.
mean, I just have to take
yeah.
your rating that was gonna be working. Please.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Stormwater Management Plan Resolution 2026 E as presented.
We have a motion,
I'll second the motion.
motion and a second, this is also a roll call. Johnny,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Ann,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Dave.
Yeah.
Okay, that passes. With the city council's permission, I'm gonna open back up public comments, is that okay?
Yeah.
For this young lady?
3 minutes.
Huh?
He said, yeah. That's all around.
I mean, and I just have concerns about that going forward, and other meetings and.
I think, I feel good about it, allowing this young lady to have a public comment. Now, we cannot we typically don't comment on your comment at this point, so that you have limited to 3 minutes.
5 seconds.
Okay, 5 seconds.
You own a street called 2550 over here.
Oh, can you state your name and your address, please?
Linda Greenwood,
Address.
2371 North, 600 West, Harrisville. And the street runs east-west. And so streets running this way are come under the purview of Harrisville. And we need a 4-way stop. We got one for Harrisville, but not Pleasant View. And it's a dangerous intersection, right there by that emergency place on 600 West. And cars ripped through 2550 heavily. And I drew a map if you want to see it.
Oh, it's okay.
We know
where
what
it's
subdivision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can leave that with Andrew. Like,
Awesome.
Oh.
thank you very much.
Yep.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah, we're aware, we've tried to lower the speed limits a little bit, I appreciate you coming over. But, I think we've heard your concerns, so thank you for coming.
Do they ever do a study, do you know?
I don't like studies.
We haven't done one.
Anyway,
Thank you.
thank you very much for coming, appreciate you coming, thank you very much.
Back to you. Right, that will be done.
Well, not now, we've heard your comments. We have, and hopefully she has your information. I can't say that we're going to put a 4-way stop on 2550, but we'll see,
You just need to.
we need, I know.
Thank
We
you.
want to have or things moving and not stop, so I don't know, but anyway, thank you for doing that. Matt, thank you for allowing me, hopefully that doesn't put a precedent in. Anyway, thank you. We appreciate our Harrisville neighbors. I did, would you like a cracker and cheese? My wife,
Maybe.
we're gonna be here till 10, so thank you. All right, consolidated fee schedule, sorry about that. I just felt that was,
Stormwater,
No.
That's good.
You're good.
what was it?
not 9, 8.
Consolid, oh,
Right
wait,
on
wait,
time,
wait,
though.
wait, wait.
It says 7:05.
Did we,
No, we still have,
did we just go to the public hearing?
we have the ordinance revision.
And so we have not,
It's the management plan.
We are number 8,
It's,
but
now we're on.
we're right on time according to
E?
7:05.
okay, sorry.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, item number 8. Let's go back into a public hearing.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we go into a public hearing for stormwater ordinance revisions.
Okay, so we have Dave. Any second?
Second.
Second, John. All in favor?
Aye.
You are now in a public hearing to review, possible action to approve the revisions of 1308 stormwater utility, and 1309 storm drainage, and 1310 stormwater permits ordinance 2026-11. Dana will present this. Thank you.
So this is in conjunction, most of this is in conjunction with the stormwater management plan and the audit that we have just been through. And we had to update most of all of their water ordinances. And I apologize, and I forgot to print them, so I'm gonna go off memory here. But the stormwater utility, storm drainage and stormwater permits, so we had to update those based on state code. Like, for example, the penalties or the names of the permits, they have new common plan of development permits that weren't quite correct in our ordinance. There are the penalties, we apply to all of the violations, and those are actually dictated by the state. So like the fines that you'll see in item 9 are dictated by the state. We're just adopting them as the fines. So their ordinances are gonna reference those fines. Not, I mean, it's fun stuff.
Is there anybody from the public that would like to address us? Seeing none, I make a motion, I entertain a motion. to Go out of a public hearing.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we close the public hearing.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any questions for Dana?
I was hearing rumors, and maybe it's not right, detention basins, I don't know, there's a detention and what's the other one?
Retention.
Retention and but because of the Great Salt Lake, they're trying to put more water back into that. Is there any validity? It did not pass because of that? Okay. All right, but a lot of these updates though are because of the state.
It's mainly
Code.
because of the stormwater permit that Tyson was
Just-
describing.
just-
the state's
okay.
permit.
Okay.
So I have a question. Under the stormwater fines, you're saying this kind of set those, the amounts and what they are. So the failure to use general best management practices as determined by the city. We set those yet? Do we need to make those?
The best, yes, they are listed in the stormwater.
Okay.
Yeah, and each one of those items is very defined,
Okay, perfect.
but there's not a lot of, implementation or wiggle room.
That's good though, because stormwater is a big deal.
I was kind of surprised to see like
Contamination.
tracking mud on the road was like one of the items. Like, okay.
It's probably because it's one of the highest level of stormwater violation. That's pretty much the most common one, I'd say.
Tracking mud on the road, but coming out.
Yeah.
How long do they have to clean that up? Like, is it a day? Is it by end of shift?
I can look it up in the manual.
I mean, what would you have somebody coming off.
Most of
the
it,
road.
you're trying to shoot for 24 hours, but when you get into the violations, it's broke down and.
Because you can't just come and have a truck come off the road, have a muddy pit and track it. You have to give it a little bit of time to clean it up, don't you? Or no?
So if their BMPs are in place, it shouldn't be tracking. That's, I guess, the goal. It shouldn't even make it out there if they've implemented their SWIP properly. So it's a violation and
Even
as soon as they track out onto the road. So yes, that was always the historic argument is we have work to do and, this is just hindering progress and that's not an option. It's pretty much, if you're doing a successful SWIP plan, then none of that should even be
Well,
happening.
and all developers are schooled in that. They know what SWIP mitigation is and what that entails, correct?
They have.
Well, they should in order to have a.
To get a
have
permit,
license
to get a permit,
for
they.
this.
Yeah.
In order to get a
Building.
NOI, they have to have a registered water.
Yeah,
Right.
and
So
part of your
it's not
plan,
like, oh, I didn't know.
yeah,
Correct.
and part of your plan is even helping train contractors, and so we're part of the Golden Spike Water Coalition. They put on trainings through the year, and and then help give you resources that you have to document that you've been sending out to help educate contractors on top of all of that.
So I just got, I mean, this is kind of just understanding a little bit, but we just had a big project on down there, the sewer line project down, Public Work 89, right? And we had a big, huge, massive rainstorm in the middle of all that, and it became a big mud pit down there and all that, but that's not, I mean, that's not going in any stormwater off of that road. So, I mean, what kind of,
Yeah.
and how are getting in and out of there without mud? I mean, I'm just wondering how
It
that
links in
applies to that.
Drains underneath 89, so it's still applicable. So at a minimum, because your SWIP is sort of size based too, depending on how much area they're disturbing. But even somebody under like needing a full SWIP, they have to follow the BMPs, and that's part of the elements in your ordinances as well.
Okay.
So they had like, if we were on site, that's part of your plan in training your staff, even the, utilities that isn't directly dealing with stormwater, is to know that those are violations. So even on their other projects, you would, they would know to, hey, you need to, add a BMP to that drain if they were having mud make it there, or if they trapped out on the highway.
Yeah. They probably pretty much had to stop during that time because it was kind of messy.
Yeah, they've been really, I think they sort of pulled off, so they weren't just totally playing in the mud and.
Yeah.
and-
It's different now. Now it's dry, but.
Yeah,
Mayor,
If-
oh, go ahead. I was
if
gonna
may,
go.
I just want to let you know that the city attorneys have reviewed these ordinance updates. Thank you.
These are your favorites to review, huh?
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the stormwater ordinance revisions, ordinance 2026-11.
Okay, we have a motion.
I'll second that
We have a
motion.
second by Sarah. Arrington.
Yes.
Yuri,
Yes.
Marriott,
Yes.
Wilkinson. Yes. Barry. Okay, that passes. Thank you very much. Now can we go to 9?
Sure.
Okay, item number 9 is consolidated fee schedule. I talked about that a little bit. Discussion of possible action to amend the consolidated fee schedule. Excuse me, to add stormwater fines as prescribed in chapters 1309 and 1310. This is resolution 2026-F. Dana.
So this
That's on
is, as we just discussed, this is just the fines that are dictated by the state. We put them in the consolidated fee schedule instead of the ordinance so that they're more easily updated because the state likes to change their mind quite frequently.
I like that.
Oh.
I like that.
In the ordinance, it refers to the consolidated fee schedule.
Yes, we
There we go.
And these dollar amounts are set by the state. Is that
Beg
correct?
pardon?
The dollar amounts are set by the state? Okay.
We didn't add to it, this is just the minimum of what the state
we
requires.
can't.
Oh, we cannot add.
Seeing
Oh.
as these are mandated, these that entertain a motion to accept this consolidated fee schedule as stated in item number 9.
Go ahead.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to amend the consolidated fee schedule to add stormwater fines as prescribed in chapters 13.09 and 13. Resolution 2026-F. Sorry, braces.
So we have a motion by Sarah.
I'll second the motion. I'll start a
second
question.
By Dave, and he has a question.
Yes, who issues fines? Do we have, is there one set person in our city that determines the opposite? How does that work? Is there one?
so it's, all of those are a very defined SOP and process, and you're linking to the rule. Yes, sorry.
So anybody on your staff can do these, or is that?
I feel like we have all the tools that the main person would be your stormwater inspector, but we would have all the ability to, and
But anybody in Public
Document.
Works can? Or
yes,
just-
we could,
So
they
who,
would have access. That's part of your stormwater management plan is you've detailed all of that in that MCM under construction that, since implementing and getting the manual out and doing the training that's also required in the plan. I guess our responses are self-determined violations of pretty much doubled because now it's so well defined that everybody knows they're witnessing a violation or a discharge. And then there's a process that you have to follow very specifically, goes in through what program you use, the timing, what constitutes a violation. It's all defined in that flow charts. It's in that manual.
So, but we do have one person that's assigned to do this or no?
Yes, ideally, Adam, that the public
Adam.
works inspector would
Okay.
be our main person is the
Okay.
goal. If hopefully he takes vacation or if he gets sick
Yeah.
and you have an incident, you're expected to be able to continue your program. So any public works could do it. And it's built back to work as such.
Okay.
Right, so we have a motion and a second. Any other comments? Okay, Marriott,
Yes.
Erie,
Yes.
Wilkinson,
Yes.
Barry,
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Thank you.
Item number 10. I'm gonna take this one, if that's okay.
Absolutely.
We are not going to have an interlocal agreement with this at now. We've been looking on this, the mayor, and John Call, Andrea's been involved a little bit with it. They are just allowing us to utilize their Green Waste facility, which is just wonderful, and he said, why didn't we do this earlier? So we've set the fees and did they go out?
Mhm.
So Ann did a TV minute on it, which
Yes. Fantastic.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
she is our spokesperson. I tell you, she does such a
Mhm.
wonderful job on those PV minutes. We need to get those out and more people signed up.
It was a little over a minute.
It was, I know that, I know. It's hard to keep her too.
So, and where the rub is gonna come with this, and I just wanna make sure you guys are aware, we are going to work a deal with them on our decant facility. They're giving us access to a green waste dump. We're going to return and give them some access to the green, or the decant.
Are we gonna have an agreement by then? We should.
Well,
We
I don't,
absolutely should.
they do not have, they do not have an interlocal, they're just allowing it to happen. I mean, I don't think we need one, they didn't have one, they're not requiring it at this point. I don't know, we want to get it in so that people can start using it in the spring. And so, John said, good faith, they want to use the decant. I talked to Tyson a little bit today, what's going to be some of the costs and what's that going to be? I think we'll kind of lump that all together when it comes time. We're doing a gentleman's agreement, handshake.
Until the decant, just to set expectations.
Decant, I don't know, I mean, they're providing a service for our residents, we're gonna provide a service for them. There's gonna be some costs once the stuff is dried for taking that out, a tonnage fee or something to dump this into, so there will be some costs and we'll have to look at that. I'm kind of looking at this being a regional facility and I want to work with North Ogden.
And multiple other groups reach out to us.
And
right?
so we
Harrisville,
will, so I
state-
think
state.
they'll be a little bit different, and so we'll just have to kind of see how that plays out. I think,
At some point, I'm all for gentlemen's agreements to a point, but when you're a city, I do think, that even
Well,
if it's a simple expectation.
I asked them if they wanted an agreement, and they said, no, they're not doing it. Well, because
It's
Why
kind of,
not?
it's fee based as well right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, as long as we pay the fee, they're
Yeah,
let us in,
yeah,
and
so
I guess they can
But-
stop that at any time.
they can stop it, and there will be something with the decant. I don't want to argue about it right this second,
okay.
but as of now, we're going forward as is. And I think, we don't need an action, but is everybody okay with that? I hope, so.
I mean, there's worst cases, they could stop the service.
Yeah, worst case, they could stop it and say, we're not being fair with the decant. I mean, that could happen and we'll have to enter something else happen.
Just some thoughts going off of history with Pleasant View, when we have a gentleman's agreement, it almost inevitably ends up. He said, she said, and it
Well,
doesn't work out.
There's nothing here, I mean, they've opened it up to non-residents, the fee's been set. And they're not, they raise fees for everybody, it's not just for us, it's fees for North Ogden and Pleasantville are gonna be paying the same. I really don't think there's gonna be a tremendous amount of people utilize it, but it's still there, it's a greenway facility that we don't have to manage. Cause that adds a whole nother cost to us having to have a place, have it manned. I just am happy that North Ogden was willing to let us participate in it at this point. We'll look at it and review it as the decant comes on board. I think we'll have some, and at that point, I think we'll have to have something with them and with North Ogden, and so we're waiting till then, so there you go.
Was there ever an interlocal agreement with Weaver County?
No,
to do that?
that was just, again, a fee-based, we paid to go there. Sean let us in.
Right, but when it came to the city entering into an agreement with, then there was an interlocal agreement between the city as a whole and the Weber County Transfer Station. So once it gets to an exchange of goods or services, I would like to see an interlocal
Okay,
agreement.
and that's fine.
I agree.
And Matt, are we okay? Good, thank you. Enough said. Okay. Item number 11, canal crossing license agreement discussion and consideration to enter into a canal crossing license agreement. Here we go. With the USA. Ooh. Through the Bureau of Reclamation to utilize a portion of land to accommodate vehicular, pedestrian, and residential utility infrastructure to serve a new subdivision, Grand Legacy, phase number 6. I love this, that we're doing this in conjunction with the USA.
So I don't know what page it is in your packet, but there is an exhibit in there that shows where the Ogden Brigham Canal is and where the approximate crossing will be to accommodate that phase in Grand Legacy with a crossing on that canal. And this has taken some work for them to get, and staff would recommend approval.
So, sorry, we're just saying that like we can have access to that, or what's the?
So it's allowing Grand Legacy to build a bridge and road over the canal.
Okay.
Well, is this part of the original Grand Legacy to do it and they just let it go, or is this a new phase or something?
This crossing,
Was it part of is it part of the original Grand Legacy? Or is
it's part of their newer phase. I don't know if they intended back
it-
previously to do it.
Why do they need to go across it? I mean,
You see where it's at? Like,
just utilities? Is that all?
No, it's.
It'll be a road.
Sounds like they'll have development below the canal.
Yeah.
It's like, it
They don't have approval.
crosses is it where it crosses the canal and you have to go down and out? Is that the part we're
Probably, huh?
talking? It probably is.
It's where the
Maybe.
5K starts.
Yeah.
And it's part of like your block distances and interlooping for your other codes that determine that they would be this additional access.
So Andrea, the way I read this though, Pleasant View City is the licensee. And if there is damage or something happens to the canal, the licensee is on the hook. Do we have something in the development agreement with Grand Legacy that protects us and says that they will cover the costs because we are doing this on their behalf?
I believe your division process would.
Yeah,
trigger
go
that,
ahead.
but-
We're not to that phase yet.
Okay.
So when we do get to that phase, and that is, we can definitely add that to the requirement. But that's an excellent point, for construction purposes.
Does the general plan have development there? Below the canal? I don't know if
Yes,
But
it's zoned.
it's for residential.
I don't know if it's RE 20 or 15, but
I don't know. I had never thought, I thought I was always
Always a hill.
always off limits.
It's a hillside, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
just
Where the
one
fireworks?
pond.
All right, I'd entertain a motion to enter into this crossing agreement as directed by staff, as approved by staff. As staff's recommendation,
Yes.
there we go.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we approve the canal crossing license agreement. As, well,
As stated.
as stated, yeah. That'll,
You get that, Laurie? I stayed in 11. Dave,
I'll second.
have a second by Ann. Is this okay just to, all in favor, or do I have to? Oh, great. Sean,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Dave,
yes.
Ann,
Yes.
Johnny.
Yes.
Okay. Item number 12, streetlights award bid. Discussion of possible action to approve the purchase of streetlights in the amount of $175,066 and no cents. Tyson.
So this, estimate is from our contracted street lighting supplier through the Stevens Sales Co. that was awarded some time back. I reached out just to start your project for the street lights for a total of the 31 street lights. You have the 9 residential, 2 corridor, and 20 intersections. Most of these are the subdivisions that we're finishing up during project 1. They'll have their escrow. We'll get more into the amounts and the install related to the subdivisions with the projects. But this is just to order the street lights and get them on site. We're planning to house them in the public works yard, where we don't have that, project bid out currently. Sorry. So they have such a long lead time, and then with the current market and all the inflation and costs going up for freight, which is a big part of getting the street lights here. We just wanted to get them ordered, get them coming, and then with the intent that we'll put the project out to bid, for the install. Laurie, I don't know if you can pull up that streetlight map. I just thought this would be a good reference. I've had a few people ask me.
Yeah, that's great.
We track our streetlights, in our GIS mapping. Each one of the colors signifies your code. Part of the original streetlight plan was for the city to start phasing out essentially all the streetlights in red. Those are your old, Rocky Mountain full service, full maintenance, to begin reducing the cost. So this next project will have the 5 streetlights that, developers aren't paying for any portion of. It's strictly just budgeted through the sales tax. So we identified the Alberta 500 West. I thought that was a good one. It's already dim. It's across the street from the city hall. It's a dangerous intersection, so we thought that one would be a good one to start at. 4050 was a resident request. You can see those. There's a little clipboard. So if we get a call in for my intersection's too dark, the school crossing, bus pickup is a regular, but I've had like 5 for 500 West and 4050.
I want to
So
request one on Pleasant Drive in 325 West. That'd be a great spot for a nice new.
we can add it to the
beautiful
list.
light. Love it.
There's really not that many. Most of the calls have been those same 2. So anybody that wants to make that voice known, this is where we track it at. So I've only got the 3.
Well,
So
you got
we're
4 now, 325 West.
and
Pleasant View Drive.
325 West Pleasant View Drive.
That's out more than it's on. That stupid light.
The one we just talked about, that intersection on 2550 and the flat down by the hospital, that one's green on there. Is that? I mean, I think there is one at that intersection as well, but
On 625/50.
yeah. It's just showing up great. No, it's not even showing on the map. Sorry, that's 2,700.
Yeah, I don't have one listed. There might be one on the North Harrisville side. This, if it's not part of our rate code, it wouldn't be on this one. So if there's one on the south side in Harrisville, it might be getting billed to Harrisville, would be my guess.
And we're not,
But this.
we're
map-
gonna replace the pole and everything, right? We're not gonna utilize.
Yes. So you'll remove just the Alberta one, for example, you'll remove the old style Cobra head. And then you would mount the new intersection pole separate where it's the city standard, the black full intersection. Dark skies compliant.
And how long ago did we do this? I mean, has this been 5, 6 years? 7 years?
Yeah, it's been a few years.
Oh, gee, it's been a while.
That was planning commissions.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad to see some good things happening here. I think it'll be nice to bring us up into at least the 90s, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and currently, the plan was those 5. If we ever wanted to evaluate that and go after more, we can certainly start to put something together. That was just to try to get something going on the phasing out those older poles, so.
If you need one more, you can come take it from my cul-de-sac and move it somewhere else.
My street, my street's terrible.
Yeah, it's one of those that just seems, depending on who you talk, we get calls to remove them too, so. I do not have a map icon for, I want this removed. So these new ones, they are dimmable, it's actually already come in handy. I think we dimmed 3 of them just because of how it was coming into their windows. They sent pictures showing how it was casting, and one we put a screen on. Ours have that screen option to sort of deflect the light. So there are options with the newer poles, not so much the Rocky Mountain owned ones.
Can you pick colors? Can we choose colors?
Nice.
Like at Christmas, green and red across the whole city?
Johnny.
Just
All right. I would entertain a motion to approve this streetlight award bid.
I have, along the same lines though, there is the motion ones, is anybody doing that in the cities? Is that a motion light?
Like a motion.
Detection?
not for the street light.
Mhm.
So they have their solenoid for their eye for daylight and
That's all it is,
nighttime.
all it is
Yeah,
nighttime.
no motion
The
not
whole-
for our street lights.
And this is all interior, but interior is going 100% motion detection for commercial properties and stuff like that, warehouse and all that kind of stuff. I'm just curious if that's something that cities, if somebody's ever done.
Not with street lights that I'm aware of.
I don't know if you want that.
The school district put them in at the new Mountain View Junior High.
Hmm.
So when we walk by in the mornings, they come on as we walk
But
by.
they're off.
They're like a light, and then as you walk by, they brighten.
Like
Yeah.
the parking lot lights
The
or,
parking lot.
Yeah, so they're on the exterior of it, so it's on the street side where we walk every morning.
Huh.
But yeah, but it's not like through West Haven City, it's only on the
Yeah,
school
I just
property.
didn't know if that
Yeah.
was even a city option, but it seems like it's happening in lots of different areas right now.
yeah, it would be easy. I'm sure you can pay for it if you want to buy them and add it to your standard, like it's just an electrical motion sensor. I'm sure they just have a little more commercial duty one that you could.
Yeah, I don't know
potentially
how
have.
driving, the speeds and road speeds would how that would work, but.
I don't know if you'd want to have that flip on. I mean, it's for security.
cat-
Safe.
Every time the cat
for
sits
safety,
down.
having it be off.
Right, but.
Neighborhoods maybe.
Motion is, criminals use motion, so.
Well, I know they use motion, but the safety, coming up, I don't know. I don't.
No, yeah, I'm just
I can
curious
see
as-
neighborhoods maybe or parking lots maybe.
Studies have shown that light doesn't hurt criminals.
Oh, great. All right. Well,
Throwing that out there.
let's take them all out. Okay, we won't spend 175,000. We'll have a black sky. So if someone wants to put a motion to pay for the light,
Take the lights out.
I'll entertain that.
I'll make a motion that we approve what item are we on?
I don't.
We approve the streetlight award bid for $175,000.
So a motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Johnny. Spend money, do we need a roll call? Or can we just do an approval?
This one you can.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take a 3-minute pause for just a second to go into our budget workshop. There is, wheat thins, balsamic vinegar.
Good.
I've never tried that. Good. And I highly recommend those everything or garlic ritzes. I'm gonna.
It's on the train?
And so we stand up, stretch. Andrew's gonna lead us in a little music, still song. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna get a drink of water.
Okay,
and
this is what
make
we're
sure the
thinking for
facilities
our
are all-
Mayor, I can the whole city from space will be famous.
No, it's right.
I have ideas somewhere. So.
It's amazing how AI has changed our whole visual.
Oh, I don't have.
No, it's good. I think it's good. But it's just, you would never get most of that,
Right?
that definition.
How many lakes did I drive? I did.
Have you heard of the, county commissioners of the box elder bringing like reds and stuff? Isn't that?
Don't bet him.
Oh my gosh. Truly, so crazy.
I was texting, you know, Michael, you know, Michael, I was texting him and saying, it's before that, commission meeting, and he said, is. Well, I'll do it with the governor down here. He's like, I will stuff on it, oh, okay. So then he sent me this, thing that the governor put in the Desert News. And he's like, have you read this? And I said, this is not all. Always used to be big supporters and, yeah, right? Was it all about the inspiration? Something go like this. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, yes.
Of course he is.
And it's really scary.
I'll be again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it
You're
was
okay.
bad.
What he wants is just listing people who might sign it.
Let me see that. Let me see that, yeah.
What it does. Saying, when you and Sarah, hey, whoever to do the list.
Oh,
He said, I'll go contact you.
sure.
Do you have a list of them?
I can give him a list. Here, did you tell him? I just haven't told me that. He texted me again yesterday. I'm telling him, if I go out, I was like, that's not be a good thing.
You know,
Just because.
You know, I don't know if there's.
I have no problem with that. If he wants that. Yeah. Because.
But I appreciate
You
it.
wanna know what-
Attorney said you could do it. Eyes on it, right?
No, he can't.
Oh, here goes.
He can't look at her.
I know, time is dying. She stretches, already, she's cracking her knuckles.
So, yeah, I remember.
You guys should be like nervous, you know?
You got them?
Oh, here, let me grab some.
Maureen, what would you tell
What do you?
new
what about
person
your brother?
on city council, prepare
I don't know.
right now?
No comment?
No.
Yes, no, come on.
No.
Come on, right now, you got the budget in front of
I
you.
know.
I'm just gonna go through the preliminary of it.
Lost soul.
But seriously, you have until June 9th to sit there and look
Seriously.
at it.
What do you mean?
Everything's
lost
lined
soul?
out.
If he-
Just like a
Line up. It's
financial
like, this is what it's for.
Why is he a lost
Maybe
soul?
I'll go through some of that, just so you know.
Facetious?
To go longer.
Just kind of a,
Me, that's great.
Last year.
I think everybody.
If it helps to later speed the process or
Soul
make a
and
better
wild oats.
decision about things,
I don't know.
whatever you think, but I don't wanna drag this.
That guy.
no,
I
no,
don't-
it's
I
kind of
don't want
summarized,
trouble.
so you have a chance to look at it.
And the budget
I
is
got-
reviewed at this time every year, same thing.
But
Mhm.
What about the other race?
I don't know.
Beginning, this is just the
I don't
beginning,
know.
It's the beginning.
just the
I'm not gonna
beginning.
vote.
And
Yeah.
by-
Well,
I don't like
What
that.
is our, so what is the final date? We have
Fire
to
is
have
a
it all
good
in.
guy.
hopefully June 9th is our
June
goal.
9th is
Goal.
the goal to be.
But June 30th and June 22nd is some days.
I like Katrina, but she's no
So,
Carrie.
but June 9th is our goal,
Hey, you know that?
because we only have one meeting in June.
We have 2 meetings in July.
I don't think she has a chance. Higher probably is gonna be. I don't know. I don't know. He's. Ebert could come out of nowhere. Anyway, all right, let's get back. We're headed.
2 minutes?
That was more than 2 minutes.
Five.
Five.
So 1 in June, 1 in July.
Please, anybody more, some more cheese?
Maybe in a minute,
Maybe,
just grazing on it.
what about the Milanos? Those are favorite.
They were good. I approve. They are made at Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah.
I go up there to the hospital, I always swing in and get like a big old bag of fish
Okay.
for like $3.
Oh, yeah.
So it's pretty fun.
They never have any good ones though.
Which is, yeah.
They're Milanos. They make Milanos there.
They don't have extras. And they,
That's
they- they have the dark chocolate,
When do you go to?
something that. I don't know.
You know, my dad buys.
May 25th.
Memorial cows love.
No,
It's like frosting.
Back from that
Yeah.
area.
All right,
They'll dig-
Because I don't want to stand by, do this,
marshmallows,
I'm,
Washington.
it's more.
Yes. You know, need us a stretch?
Very happy.
Yes. So funny.
Some
So,
of this beef is good.
Well-
Got a little sugar.
that's my water.
They were starting.
Your 3 minutes is up. Get back here.
Somebody pass something before the mayor gets back. Somebody motion.
Make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
There you go.
Laura, you've had so much fun, I can tell, doing all this budget, so.
oh yeah, it's fun.
We just live for this day.
Mhm. Not this right here.
Not this one, in your office too.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for being that little break. It feels good to stand.
Yeah, that was good. I needed that too.
We're ahead of schedule. Let's keep on going.
Hey.
Sean is just one more minute, I think, and then he'll be back in. Here we go.
Cell phone?
Okay, let's call this back to order, please. Laurie.
Okay, just as a fast overview as far as dates, the first meeting in May is when we need to present the tentative budget.
Dude,
No, the first meeting in May is when
Wait.
we're presenting
Oh,
the
oh.
tentative budget. And
Okay.
it should be on your desk there somewhere. Hopefully, yeah, I'll have it.
Tentative budget.
It was up at the front, can't remember what the front page looked like. Something like that, maybe.
Says tentative budget, right?
Yes, that's it.
it was on the front.
Yes. So this is the very beginning. This is the tentative budget. You are going to adopt a tentative budget tonight, but that's just the beginning point of adopting it. Once you adopt it, it will be available to the public. We do need to adopt a tax rate by June 22nd. But we have until June 30th to adopt the budget. Our last meeting, well, we only have one meeting in June, so that's the goal, is to have it adopted and everything by June 9th. There's another May 26th meeting where we can have another public hearing, not a public hearing, but a workshop on the budget. That's kind of where we're at. And just so you know, we do not have any tax rate information or tax revenue from the state or from the county yet. We don't plan on getting that till June 8th. And that's one day before our if you set the public hearing June 9th, one day before that. So hopefully it's not a big issue, but if we hold the public hearing on the 9th and we find that there's a problem, you can set another day and we can continue working on it. So that's just kind of a fast overview. The state has actually changed property tax regulations as far as doing a truth in taxation. So if you guys turn to page 13. In there, you have a property tax impact schedule. And on there, because I have no rates, no taxes, anything to go on, I just guessed on if we were to hold the rate steady at that 0.767, it would maybe generate $50,000. And if we do raise the 50,000, we attached it that we will do an update to our general ordinances. Get those reviewed. No, not the general plan, but our municipal ordinances.
Okay.
And that's about what it'll cost to go through all of the ordinances, get them updated, and so that's kind of what we're planning for the tax impact, the tax increase. So, but now I'm gonna go to resolution 2026G. So by law, I have to state certain things, so I'm just gonna state them per the ordinance, so when you get to that point, you can just adopt the ordinances, and then you know I've stated this. So on 2026, down in the declaration of intent, it says per Utah Code 59-2-919, it is acknowledged that the budget officer stated that the tentative budget for the fiscal year 27 includes a property tax rate increase in the public meeting held on May 12, 2026. So when we get to that resolution, I've stated that. And now let's go to resolution 2026-H. And also I need to state these at a public meeting. So down after the therefore, persuading to the Utah Code 59-2-919, it acknowledged that the budget officer made the following statements in a public meeting held on May 12, 2026. A, Pleasant View City is considering levying a tax rate that exceeds the Pleasant View City certified tax rate. Pleasant View City is considering increasing the certified tax rate to generate an additional $50,000 of ad valorem tax revenue. The purpose of the increase is for an update of the Pleasant View City Municipal Code, and the approximate percentage increase of the ad valorem tax revenue for Pleasant View City for the proposed certified tax rate increase is approximately 4.24%. If the city proceeds with the proposed tax increase, the city shall provide notice of and conduct a public hearing as required by law, where members of the public have an opportunity to comment on the proposed increases. Okay. So now if we want to, I'm just going to do a fast kind of overview. So as we go through the budget, you kind of know what the public is up against. So if
Laurie,
we go to
what,
page
why
40
did you, I mean, just out of the blue, you just said, I'm just gonna keep it there at that rate. That's the whole reason. That's right.
That's my guess. We wanted to maybe just keep the same property tax rate. And that's my guess. If we keep it, we'll make an additional.
Chime in on that just a
Yeah,
bit? Is that okay? So Laurie had to do this in advance. We couldn't do it after. So if we did it after, then we wouldn't be able to do it. So this is kind of a placeholder, I feel. I don't really want to raise taxes. But as we've talked about for many years, holding the rate is a $50,000 rate increase, but we're not going backwards. And I don't know. We're having this tough and all these other things. So, but it's a placeholder for us and try to identify something, not just arbitrarily raise taxes. And we really want to address our codes. And so
But this just holds the rate.
well, this holds a spot for us to
Increase stuff.
to go through the process of truth and taxation.
Which is fine.
But yes, you couldn't set a maximum rate until you meeting.
Yeah. So, but this starts the process. From what I understand, we have to have this now. We can't do it. And there was a date. What was the date? End of the
first meeting.
Well,
Okay, so here.
Yeah.
even though it's an increase, it's still important because otherwise we would have a decrease in.
Well,
revenue.
yes, and that was, and Laurie and I talked about this too. We anticipate having more money coming in. We've had a lot of businesses, a few houses. So our revenue will come up, but the rate could really go down if we don't hold it. So minimum, we're holding the rate as it is, which will possibly be somewhere around $50,000. So that is a tax increase, because if we didn't, the rate would go down to match some of these things. So, but this is holding the place. This is having this doesn't say we're going to do it. It's saying that we're in a place and we're following the regulations with these, and hats off to
They're
Lori.
just guess numbers.
Well, they're
especially
guess numbers,
today,
but
so-
she's following all these different things that we have to do. And I think this is why last year several people failed, Because they didn't follow, they didn't have somebody that.
Yeah.
They did all the different things that had to be done, and when that came to the county, is up, you did this, so you're not getting it.
Well,
So-
even so, this gives us an opportunity, if we wanted to increase the rate from here, but it's just not that we would.
And
want to,
June 8th, we'll get the numbers
Yeah.
open. As
Then
soon
we'll
as I get them, I will give them to you guys, and then you guys can discuss it
Yeah, so
at the
this is,
public
this is
hearing.
not saying that we
We
are,
wanna do-
it's
No,
just,
it
it's just
gives us an
holding a
opportunity.
place to be able to do it later. Is that
Yes.
fair?
Uh-huh. That is
And
good.
so I said I want to do that. Just to be able to have the opportunity to do it if we want to.
Yes.
Matt, is that fair?
Fair.
All right, Laurie, go ahead.
Okay, so,
We need to pass these.
okay,
And I would adopt the.
These resolutions? All right,
we get it after the budget, or do you want to do it now?
Well, just as your birthday.
To the two resolutions?
Yeah,
so can we do that now
If
then?
you want to do now, I'm gonna grab a,
sorry.
okay.
So it was
So
G
it's
and H,
resolution-
right?
NH, Resolution G
6B, okay?
and 2026H. So let's do each individual. We have Resolution 2026-G. And this is just for statement that has to be entered. And,
I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 2026-G. Declaration to intent the city council to adopt property tax rate that exceeds the certified tax rate.
yes, we have
Do you need to
and
include the exhibit in that, or that's part of it?
Yeah, there's a
That's part of the
exhibit.
exhibit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll second the motion.
By Ann, a second by Dave. Wilkinson. Yes. Marriott.
Yes.
Fury.
Yes.
Ferry.
Yes.
Harrington.
Yes.
Okay, then we have, resolution 2026-H. Should have that in front of you.
Mayor, I'll make a motion that we adopt resolution 2026H. Resolution stating the city council is considering to levy a tax rate above the certified tax rate, providing the approximate dollar amount and purpose of the ad valorem tax and the approximate percentage increase of proposed ad valorem tax, and the city council will provide notice and hold a public hearing on the proposed tax rate
Wow,
increase.
there you go.
Second. I'm
Doesn't
seconding
speak a
that.
lot, but when he speaks a lot. All right, Johnny,
Yes.
did you?
I seconded it.
Second, and second, all right, okay. Johnny?
Yes.
Ann?
Yes.
Dave?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Sean? Yes. Perfect. And we have not done resolution I yet, right? Correct?
No,
Okay, all right.
that's to adopt the tentative budget. So if you go to page 40, there's a few pages back in your, budget, just notes. But just down there, I just want to go over the fees. Earlier, we were talking about the TUF fees. Down at the bottom, there's the storm sewer. So we're not increasing any storm sewer fees this year, but we have budgeted to do a rate study. And the same with the water fees. Nothing this year, but we are gonna have somebody come in and do those studies, and hopefully we can get them done together with the same person and kind of group it together. On the sewer fee, that's being raised $1.85. And that's just due to the Central Weaver Sewer, trying to keep the same percentage of the fee that goes to Central Weaver Sewer. TUF, that's to be determined. And now on the garbage can, the recycling cans, those have both gone up 35 cents. Since we talked last and since Mike Littlefield did the presentation, the garbage cans did go up from, can't remember, like $53.14 to $55.77. And so it was gonna be a 30-cent increase, and now it's a 35-cent increase.
How'd they go up? You just missed some opportunity?
Yeah.
We also,
Right.
we talked about maybe doubling that because it was gonna take so long to get those out, the garbage cans out. Remember that?
Increase of like 70 cents rather than 35.
Front on the front loading.
Yeah, we talked about front loading it because we were so far behind with them.
So in the budget, so next city council meeting, we're actually gonna hold a public hearing so we can amend this year's budget to actually purchase some of these cans. Get going on it, because I think they're low on cans now.
Yes, we're running out of the black right currently.
So possibly
But they get-
doubling that.
They
So
get
it's-
paid back out of the fee though, right? If that's
So
what-
every citizen's gonna be paying that 35 cents per can,
Right.
to pay for it, but then we're just gonna replace them as,
You need
needed.
budget money to buy them.
Yes,
Then you replace that budget
will be coming
from
in.
the fees. Okay.
Yeah, so once they get here, you just continue the same process, just minus the conversation of you owe us $135.
Yeah, so I'm suggesting that we make that 70 cents instead of 35.
Or, I mean, I don't, somewhere in there, somewhere
At
higher.
least that we can have that discussion when we have the public hearing, right? Or,
Yeah, I can,
Yeah.
not here, 70 cents.
real quick, will you, and I'm sure you will bring this information if we, I'm just gonna go back a tiny bit, if we increase our folder rate, you'll show kind of on average what that will be for per household.
Yeah, we'll have to.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So, okay, if you go back to that page, 13, that's, impact schedule. That number down there, there's an estimated increase of the primary resident.
Okay.
I got that number from the county. So I guess our average is $659,223 is on home. So if we were to raise it to 50,000, which I'm guessing it'd be $11.80 annually.
Total or
90
in
cents.
addition to?
In
That would-
addition.
Addition. So,
To
or
what we already have.
99 cents.
Annually, so $1 a month.
So in addition, it would be $11 annually
year.
on what we already paid.
If I'm guessing right.
All right, sorry, continue where you were, back to the other.
Okay.
thing about-
I was gonna say something else on the garbage. So yeah, we're gonna hold a public hearing, order some cans this next time around. And then for the next year's budget, we've actually put in 2 orders for the 403 cans. Because we're thinking they might just go a lot faster.
Yes.
Being the first year and just see what's happening. So we budgeted for 2 shipments in that year.
And anticipating the site and the fence with the decants put up so we can house all of that.
But only when they wear out, right?
Yes, yes. Cause there's those code revisions, so you can still manage if somebody's just being negligent. There's still a provision for that, but yeah, the normal wear and tear, blown outside. Anything we couldn't fix with the wheels or lid we had on site, just as we have before, then we would just warrant the swap. And then there's a timeline element as well for the warranty.
So the next batch that we're ordering is the new can that we talked about, right? Not the old
Yes.
style.
The Schaefer, yes.
Okay.
The one that Nelson was.
And those cans are actually on building permits. So if a new building permit were to come in, they are gonna initially pay for them.
That's good.
But then replace, they will be
Yep.
do the
Did we
new
say
program.
how many times you get to replace it per year? I mean, you're gonna for that so that people don't get a little bit.
I told they better not be coming in that often. I know.
You know what I mean, though, because you
Yeah.
have that situation if you have.
That's what
replacement
Tyson
of-
just talked about though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everyone's there to monitor that.
Okay. that's
So
good.
there'd be an element, yeah.
It's like, no, you're on your.
Okay.
You
and
can't
let's
have them that
talk
often.
About personnel. So page 41. So in here, we've set up a pay plan in a 3-year cycle. The first one's gonna be a market study, the next year will be a COLA, and the third year, which we're in, is a dollar adjustment. So we have gone through it and we've included, so at July 1st, everybody will be paid a 63-cent increase. And then there will be a performance, and instead of having it based on a percentage, which is usually 3%, it's $1 for that. And that kind of averages out about 3% on the average employee. Health insurance, we've already adopted those. And we've included the vision. We're maintaining the same long-term disability. The city picks that up. We do have the programs as flex, which the employees can participate in the EAP program, which the city pays for. In the retirement system, this year there is a pickup election for the police officers in tier 2. We did it back in 2024. There's another one this year, and it will be probably on your next agenda or the following agenda. And there's an additional 1.25% that you guys will have to decide if you want to pick up that election or not. And that's the tier 2 for the police department. In the budget, there's still the matching 401k at 1.5%. And our city FTE is about 40.8. And we don't have any new staff included, but we do have a placeholder just for maybe a part-time planning assistance. So we're just waiting to see how Tammy goes on her new program and if maybe we need another somebody just to come in and help her. But that's just in the background. It's not been budgeted for this year.
That's
So we're
not,
kind of
that's
see-
not what you
it's
talked
not,
about.
it's not
It's
listed.
not in the budget, but just to know that we are looking at it in case, after she goes through this new planning program, she may, hey, I need somebody to do this, this, this. We can create a job description and get somebody into help planning.
Which is fine, but I thought that when we did our budget workshop, or excuse me, city council workshop, we talked about the need of having an additional employee.
Yeah, we do need the need, but we want to see what the need is and what.
We've
Will
identified this
be-
program. We need, and it's going to hopefully take up a bunch of her time entering stuff, and so we may not need that, I don't know.
But we have a placeholder for that opportunity, so that we.
It's just a note that you guys, we might come back and say, hey, can we amend the budget and hire a part-time, full-time, somebody? So that is just a FYI for you guys.
So that's for.
If you go to page 12 now of the budget, we'll just start with the bottom, the back. So this is general. And this is the rainy day number. It's unrestricted. So this year, so the city can carry over 35%. So this year, the guess is that we're about 28% carryover at 2.1 million. Next year, with the budget that we have here, is the percentage is 21.3% carryover, $1.4 million.
Without an increase.
No, this is
That's
just
just
for
carryover.
carryover, the budget that we have outlined already.
All right.
These are our rainy day fund, kind of.
And below, I just kind of put an FYI, this is just an FYI. So if we were to carry over 35% for next year, that instead of carrying over 1.4 million or almost 1.5, it would be a 2.4 million. So we're shy about 950,000 if we were to do the maximum. Well, that's just an FYI. Now instead of just go all the notes, let's go to page 38. And this is just some
Thank you
budget
for
notes.
putting, numbers on this year too.
Yeah.
A couple
Yeah.
years ago, we did not have
We
them.
have numbers on.
One year I forgot them, but
This knows.
numbers are great.
Numbers are
Now where are we going? Sorry.
38.
38.
What number's great? Okay. 38.
So this is just a budget over. First of all, we'll just talk about the general fund revenue and then the general fund expenditures. And just so you guys know, and these are all notes in here, any purchasing agent, they can go, if something is in the budget, they can go out and see price quotations without coming to you guys to ask. But they'll still have to come back and ask you to purchase something. But they have the right to go out there and start seeking bids or whatever they need to do.
Good.
We talked about the fund balance.
And they have a tractor in the parking lot?
I was waiting for.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, we talked about the fund balance and we talked about the proposed tax increase on sales tax.
That was
I-
you, Tyson. That was not Tyson. That was a previous.
Hey, pay attention.
So sales tax is basically our main revenue for Pleasant View, followed by the property tax and the franchise tax. I guessed that there was probably a 3% increase over last year. And also in here, there's the transportation sales tax, which is that Proposition 1. I have reduced it, well, no, that was the 3% increase also. It follows the same thing as sales tax. Class C road funds, I did cut that back by 51,000 just because of that House Bill 557 or 575. I don't know if they're gonna hold the cities harmless, but just in case we didn't overspend. Building permits, I have estimated that maybe we're gonna get 25 residential building permits and 10 ADUs once we get an ordinance in place. So-
Would the state make us whole on, I mean, where would their funding be if they didn't? I mean, we don't know if they, to have us be harmless, but is there
I-
something they're gonna come up with? Have they,
I've heard both
have
ways,
they talked about that at all? or-
just rumors.
It ended up being 6 months.
Mhm.
It's only 6 months.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
not-
July, December,
Okay. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. So it's just
That's
rumors
really
whether they're
conservative.
going
You don't
to,
think we'll get more, but you're always conservative, which is great. but
yeah, these are
25
conservative
residential building
numbers.
permits, I'll bet you we get a whole lot more.
Yeah, and in there, we still have the ARPA fund. that we're working on the decant facilities. Next city council meeting, we're going to be doing a budget amendment. The ARPA money is not enough to do the whole decant facility. And so we are going to be pulling money from the water department, from the garbage department, from the sewer, because they're all gonna be using that. General fund's gonna contribute, the equipment replacement fund is gonna contribute, and even the storm sewer is gonna contribute to help pull off this, decant facility. And so that will be coming as a public hearing next meeting.
Next meeting, you have it all outlined
But those
already.
numbers are in here as if you guys are going to do it.
You have the spending outline on that, what you want to spend, how you want to do it. You, that kind of outlined already.
Yeah, site plan, estimate, yeah.
Okay.
Then we're just formalizing it all, yeah.
Yes, and then getting the bid and stuff.
And I guess how much of that we do, I guess, determines what funding we have, I guess, right? Because we might not be able to do all of it.
Well, we have the numbers, our estimates of what it's going to be. When the bid really does come in, we'll see where we're at. Hopefully, we have covered it.
Yes, ideally, we're always high in the estimates within the budget. So ideally, if bids come in, then really lower than what estimate.
Okay.
But most of it is pretty bare bones
Yeah.
side of the facility. You're just trying to grade out that site because it's a hole, get the fence up. Then your general security, supply lights and the camera system would protect your other structure that will store down there.
Yeah, I'd like to meet with you on that, but there's no roads planned at this point, right? I mean, just be gravel roads and stuff.
So the site, yeah, we're gonna grade it down where the road is supposed to be. And then we have a millings pile we've saved if we need to top up at the end, but that's what we. There's some asphalt we were talking about once you get internal, just so you're not in a black hole where ideally you're protecting the, so you don't wanna be sending the street sweeper in and.
You want to get a fine?
Have to turn around and sweep yourself again. But
Okay.
we feel like we kept a pretty minimal trying.
So that's on the agenda for next.
Yeah, there'll be a public hearing on, actually on the budget. Amend that for this year. The school resource officer, Stetson's been working with the county or the school district. We still don't have the agreement, but we did put 104,007 in there. So.
But if we get the agreement, but they pay that, then we're just,
Well, we'll see what they will
Okay.
really pay.
Yeah, so this right now, they
That's what
they
we're-
talked about it the last meeting, the school district did, so.
That's what we're.
This is 100% that's in here though, right now. 100%, is that what that is? Awesome.
Okay, then there's another one, there's transfers to the general fund from the park fund. So the general fund has been accruing expenditures on behalf of Ben Lomond Cemetery for a future cemetery. The general fund has surveyed, we've engineered and purchased the land. Ben Lomond is a special district. The general fund and our citizens basically should not be subsidizing a separate entity. And the estimate of the cost of the land and the improvements to complete that project is $873,000. So to address this issue, we have designated the property for development as a new city park, and I have actually moved that money into the parks fund. So the park is going to pay the general fund, the taxpayers, that $210 or whatever. I don't know what we pay, $210,000 to pay for what we've already done. So it's in the park development fund. It can sit there. We can create it into a park if we need to, or if Ben Lomond wants to purchase it. You guys can make agreements or do whatever you need to do.
So that is, I mean, I disagree a little bit with this principle, but we do need to work through with the moment to see what we want to do, right? Do we sell it to them? Do we retain ownership? I mean, there's a lot of what ifs to be done yet in the cemetery.
We need to draft an agreement to.
Well, we need to draft an agreement, but we need to really bring them in, bring the cemetery district in and see, because they are a taxing entity, they do have money, and when I talked to Leonard and the committee, they don't have money right now to buy it outright, they have money to sod it, put all the improvements in with sprinkling. You know, we need to get water, right, sooner than later. But, and so with us owning the property, we need to get the water. If they buy it, then they have to get the water. I mean, it's kind of up in the air. We need to talk about this more, but this is a fix. Makes Laurie happy, and that's all that really matters.
Yeah, really, the general fund shouldn't be paying, taxpayers shouldn't be paying for a project that another taxing entity, it belongs to them.
But it isn't yet.
Yeah. So,
But
I've
but
labeled
could,
it.
But it's a placeholder for sure, but I don't know if that's the end,
No, I
the end result of this.
So right now it's the city park if they want to participate, and we've actually budgeted this year to see if we can go out and start buying or finding water shares for it.
Who gets to name the park?
I got ideas.
Dead end lane or something.
Dead end lane?
Dead end park.
6 feet under.
Yeah.
Pepsi are.
Too much Pepsi.
Pepsi, they, go ahead.
Okay, so that's just a summary, general fund revenue. Now the general fund expenditures, we do have the ARPA in there. Under professional services, we have the judge's salary. Last year, this is set by the state. We needed to fall within a range of 36,000 and 47,000. This year's range is we have to fall within 20,000 and 26,000, but we cannot reduce his wage. And we have to still pay him the same rate that we would be getting an increase. And so that will be coming to your next meeting also to approve his salary.
Is that based on the size of the city too?
Caseload.
Was it?
Caseload.
Caseload, okay.
And also the prosecutor's contract has expired or will expire at the end of June. That just needs to be renegotiated. And then whatever that number is, the budget to it. And we have included in the expenditures, the general plan update. We put in 30,000 additional to help with that, even though Wasatch Front Regional Council has offered, it's still, we may be out a little bit to do that project. The municipal code updates, that 50,000, it's been attached to the property tax increase. So we will not be able to spend that until, if we decide to go through a tax increase, until probably September after it's adopted. We're also going to try to codify the municipal code. There's about 20,000 in there for that. We have included a staffing assessment for 40,000 in there, just to kind of get a third party to come in and say, hey, here's the workload, here's our assessment of where everybody needs to be. And what needs to happen for efficiency or what our needs are.
I'm not 100% on that personally, but it's in there.
But it's in there.
Is there a third party that does that, or is it?
Yeah, there is, but I think, I hope we can assess our own, I don't know, again, we disagree on that.
It's in there, but it's one of those things that if you could decide not to do, we will not go out for an RFP or anything, but it's budgeted. It's budgeted, coming out for your approval. So this year we've been trying to work on what can help us. So software programs, assistance. So in here, we've actually added a few things maybe to help us with purchasing or hiring people. So we have flock cameras in there, Cassell, a business licensing program, the Cassell Connect Online for accounts payable, and City Inspect, which is our building permit software, administrative support through consulting, which is our building inspector. They're willing to help. We're looking at minute software, some timekeeping, and then these updates to the municipal code. So those are in there. We're still researching to see if they'll even be beneficial to us.
That section right there, I really want to do that. Out of all all these other things are good, but that's gonna make us better. Anytime we can take off from, these minutes things, that's just frees up hours.
Yeah.
So I really want to hit that and have that be a part of this budget, that we put some real money that would support for that.
Some of these we've done already and some of them we want
We're
to do.
still kind of looking into them.
I
I
thought
know
we got the
cameras,
like
you guys
cameras.
have approved to start doing the free trial. But,
You have them, or?
No, we have, that's what, we just approved the.
Trial.
Right.
They have to do that, but I'm doing some of these things for our staff. I just think they've been overlooked for a long time. There's a lot of these new things.
So we have Cassell, these are just different options within Cassell.
different programs, yeah. As far as the insurance, we're pretty much comparable to here. That will be on your next agenda also to approve that for next year. No elections this year. So community support. So in the budget, we have donations to the YCC and different places, but the community, but
Your
to,
community connection, is that what?
yeah. But to the North Ogden Senior Citizens, that expired January of this year. And we were donating 12,000, so that needs to be renegotiated. I did put the 12,000 in, but we won't spend it until we have a contract.
So
Or some-
5,000 goes directly to seniors and their activities, the rest goes to the building.
Yeah, the one that was with North Ogden for the 12,000, that one's
Yeah.
expired. So that needs to be renegotiated and worked on.
Who's gonna head that up? Who?
Isn't that an interlocal that we have with them?
We have an agreement, Leonard,
That's-
with that with, John Call.
I just don't know. I thought it was an interlocal we had.
I believe it is, where he, share the building.
Go ahead.
Okay, Founder's Day Firefield. This year, we're good with them. Next year, we'll have to go out to rebid. And we're also looking for somebody to help with the Weber County Fair booth.
Done.
Done? Okay, excellent.
Do we have a budget amount on that?
So it's 75, and then we have a budgeted amount of 400, but she says that that amount hasn't been spent
She never
in
did
several years.
Cindy hasn't.
We're gonna. We have some good ideas
We were kind
for
of
that
right.
with our 175. We had a lot of, sorry, I think we're still
We're
ahead.
gonna schedule, I think.
With the t-shirt contest, we had 16 entries.
Entries.
Entry. I'm gonna blow those up. We picked one, so that still leaves 15 that were not picked. We're gonna put that inside there. We're gonna do the coin, we blow up with a coin. Pleasant 175, American 250. Just have that, so I'm gonna.
You're gonna make it
I'm
shine.
gonna take that, so, but we're gonna have to spend some money, and I think we can utilize some of that.
I have the banner, but then too.
Yeah, we'll have the banner, and we'll have. So it's gonna be Pleasantville 175, so.
Good.
There you go, as long as
Okay.
I have some
We're
money,
gonna make a few people happy.
Yeah, there's four, like Andrea said, there's $400, Cindy never used.
well, it's gonna be, we're gonna represent Pleasantville very well this year. There you go.
They're just the same as we've done for several years, 600 to the equipment fund, 200 to the roads fund, and 100 to the city hall capital facilities plan. And that's the general funds. You got the revenue, the expenditures, the page 3, let's just do a fast overview of the capital improvement funds. So in the parks, the main expenditures is maybe an update of the impact capital facilities plan and its fees. And then we'd have the normal expenditures, pumpkin palooza, the food trucks, movies in the parks, all paid for by the population ramp funds. In the storm sewer, we included a stormwater rate study, and that's to continue the decant facility. In the water, so water rate study, we need to have that general plan update that the general fund should be doing. And after we get that plan, then we can update the water's capital facilities plan and their impact fee study. So we need that, and then start preparing for the bonding and zone 1 project. And we've moved that to 2027-28 fiscal year. So if we get the water rates studies in place, the general plan, get that capital facilities plan, get that bonding following year. In sewer, it's the liners for some old trunk lines. Solid waste we've talked about. equipment replacement fund. There's a lot in there, but the main ones is talking about replacing the windows in here, getting window tinting, and maybe even some windows where if somebody throws a rock through or something, it's not gonna hit anybody or whatever. So we have that budgeted in there. I put in 120, but the estimates came back today. If we were to do like the bulletproof, whatever, it's 126,000 to do all the windows up here. So that's in there. Later discussion. If we did just the council room itself, either 20 just to get the windows replaced or 60 to have it more bulletproof proofed. If the judge is sitting here or anything. So just to have you guys think about it. And also in the equipment replacement fund, we have budgeted money to start constructing storage rooms and offices down in the basement. So that is in there. In the
So
building.
what page is that on? Do you know? I mean,
Oh, I'll get to them. I'll show them.
Okay.
This is just a fast overview, just to get a
Okay.
handle on everything. In the building fund, that is to start planning for the future community center with an attached animal facilities and maybe remove the CERT building here. So money is being transferred into it and maybe some plans for the following year to start working on that. We'll turn to those pages. In the roads, the top, we talked about. And then we have just the Class C annual maintenance projects and continuing Skyline Drive and Skyline Railroad Crossing projects. In the RDA, we'll be finishing off the Rural and Wide extension with one more small project or payment, and then we'll have to reapply for funding there. And then we're continuing the interconnectivity project with Far West. And in all these budgets, we have some purchases of vehicles. So here we are purchasing 2 leased vehicles. We're going to replace 1 police vehicle, it's the part-timers. And then we're going to replace 3 public works vehicles. And they're either coming out of the equipment fund or storm sewer, Class C equipment, water, sewer funds. And so those are all in here. So Johnny was kind of asking, so how do I prepare or how do I look for things in the budget? So if you turn to like page 2, so out here would be like your general fund revenue, and it lists the items. So you have taxes. So these are all the taxes that we have spent for the last 2 prior years. And the 2 columns over to the right is this year's and next year's. And I have written out to the side kind of what they are, so you can kind of get an idea of those numbers represent. So the first, page 2 and 3 is the revenue, and then you go on to page 4 to page 11, I believe, is the expenditures in the general fund. You can just kind of go through and just kind of see what's there. A lot of it's just your normal office supplies, payroll, etc. Then if you turn to starting on page 14, you'll have fund. And so that's just the financial budgets of it. But the next page will be an outline of the capital facilities plan. So it'll list on parks, like, okay, here's the movies in the park, here's the easy wrap grants. This is what we're going to do in the PV park for the 2 years. And then it goes out for even additional 4 years on plans. So down at the bottom, like in the parks, at year 2030, 2031, at the bottom, if we did all these things, we're in the whole 86,000. But there's some placeholders, and this one is the one with the New City Park. Storm sewer, same thing. And this is one where we do need that tax or that rate study. If you notice, look at page 17. This is just a fast thing, and then you guys can take them home and start looking at them. But on the bottom of page 17, in the gray, you have impact fees, and it kind of shows you the beginning balance and ending balances of that fund for those fees every year. And then the last 2 line items is just the operating, and you can see how every year we're going down. So those fees need to be adjusted. And we cannot use the impact fees for anything O&Ms expenditures. Equipment fund, you can go through there. There's about 3 pages on equipment fund. The police department has a list of things that they need, firearms, tasers. Shop has a list of things. The city office has things. We have the window replacements, panic buttons, just different things that you guys can see if you agree with or you want to add or subtract. Pages 21.
You see your current year month for next year.
Yes, you have the current year and then you have next year's. And then page 21 is the buildings capital improvement fund, and that's where there's the future community center. And it kind of out to the outside, I just kind of put, okay, here's maybe a kind of a, how we can use the money, 20,000 to demolish the CERT building. It may not cost that much. Animal holding facilities, 150, 2 million we could possibly have to start the project. We need donations and maybe some grant funding. So it's just a fast outline. In roads, I'm starting on page 22. You have 4 road funds. The first one on page 22 is your Class C, and that is located in the general fund. So has your project, has your pending balances. You also have the Prop 1 or Transportation Sales Tax Fund. That's in the general fund also. So that's on page 23. Kind of shows you what we're spending those for. And then if you go over to page 25, this is our road fund where we're putting impact fee monies comes into this, general fund transfers comes into this, and this is if we get WACOG funding, it's in here and we're keeping track of all those. And then if you go to page 26, this by law, we had to create a tough fund, it has to be all by itself. And so this
Can you
is
go back to 23 for just a second? The sidewalk trip hazard program, 10,000 this year, 150,000, is that right?
For next year?
For next year?
That's the request, yeah. From us, yes.
Then we're going down to 50 and 28 again, so is that just, do we have that much?
So we're out currently marking up the entire city, so anticipate having that all laid out and get the percentages, so.
I just thought we had enough and we're just gonna do as much as we could each year, but we really, that's gonna be.
Yeah, it was a smaller amount, started with shaving, cutting them down near the schools and the parks and some new information with the
So
trust
instead
came.
of cutting, we're gonna replacing, is that kind of what we're?
Yeah, so you're going after more of the sections, your lifts and trip that you actually have to pull the sections out
Sorry,
now.
sorry, go ahead, I just
Oh, no.
wondered if that was a mistake. I
oh,
was like,
no
That's a lot.
mistakes, no.
"Mistake corrected."
No, your assignment though is, until the next meeting, is to really look through there and see if there are mistakes. Or see if
more
there's
of a-
things that you like or you have questions on, call us and say, hey, what's this? And so we can really do a work study, go through and highlight the different lines that you have questions on.
Well, that's a good question, Marguerite, just because you go from one amount and it's such a substantial increase. So
Yeah.
it's not necessarily a mistake, it's like.
No, but why?
And
Yeah.
I want to take just a couple minutes to go over, we kind of talked about the basement and some different things down there. And my project that I want to do out there. We've looked at, and some of the staff has identified some of the old museum area that we have down there to make another council meeting or something down there, an office. Huh? Conference room. And then have, some expansion into our other room, which we need, and we'll kind of put some money towards that, but that will really take away our rentable thing down there.
Which we have been doing.
I talked about, there's only a few, Christmas is a big deal.
Thanksgiving.
Christmas is a big, we have to really think about that. Because we're still a year, 2 years, I don't know, for having that other place. So,
But we could expand well before that in the basement.
but I think we will, so we're gonna have to cut that off sooner than later, it's always been a security risk.
That's okay though.
Well, just kind of having you, so we're budgeting some money for some general expansion downstairs. I think the police possibly need something, you know, we could access this entrance here. So they go down into that, half of that or something, into the basement, utilize that out of there. So I think that's kind of an important thing to put some money. You know, we have some money in there that we've been putting away for several years in this building, we can do that, but I think that's gonna happen sooner than later. Just when you think about that, that's my idea for that. And I think the conference room is kind of a nice thing, you know, we go into this little room here, but a lot of times there's not enough room
Too many meetings.
around, and we don't have really good, I don't know, so I think that's a good place, a good idea for that, so.
You can figure out a place to do like the Christmas, whatever, you know, for the
Well,
city event. No, we'll
it's-
figure out a
it's-
different
it's-
place to
it's
do
gonna
it.
be-
It'll be fine.
That's not gonna be available for 3 years.
I'm just thinking about city events, so we'll
Well,
figure that out. It'll be fine.
all right, go ahead, sorry.
So let's turn to page 44. These are changes to the consolidated fee schedule. So in here on page 44, under subdivisions, we've added a database per lot fee. So we have purchased that GovWell, that planning program. The citizens we're thinking should not have to pay for that, but the people that are using it should pay for it. So we've added a per lot fee of $75 on these application fees to help offset that cost. And so that goes down to page 44 and also onto the next page. That's what that is. And then at the very end, on our accounts receivable, where we bill back the developers, trying to get them to reimburse us is kind of hard. So we thought, okay, let's add the 2% on their unpaid balance 30 days after they get billed.
You haven't had that.
We've never paid, never charged them a fee. So we've added that one. On building permits on the next one, it's the same thing. We've added a database and support fee. So there's that $40. We have that city inspect that we have to pay every year. So we've kind of guessed how many permits we've had every year and just divided that up. And it's about $40 per building permit. And then if you turn over on page, I don't have numbers, page 5 of the consolidated fee schedule. It's, and it's under building permit, so it's $56 now on a new can instead of the $134.
Page 48.
Okay, 48.
48.
So then go to planning and zoning, which I don't know what page it is, but page 8 on mine.
51.
We just added a clarification. So on public hearings, meeting notifications, sometimes we send out mailings and sometimes we don't. So it's just when it's required. The next page, the sewer rates, it is going up that $1.85. So it was $30.40 and now it will be $32.25 per month. And the garbage is going up 35 cents on the black cans and the recycling cans. And replacement cans, if it's their fault, they were negligent, it's gonna be $66 to replace those and not the at-cost fee. Next page. Meter replace-
So these all updated in the new funds, I mean, in the new utility or general funds.
Everything's in, these numbers are in the
In the
budget,
budget.
except for the top,
Okay,
because I had no idea.
based
and-
on numbers from 2025 usage. from
Uh-huh.
2025.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're in there. And it's the surcharges, it just gone up like 1 cent or 2 cents on those. Those are just actual costs from us. The top, we don't know yet. The next page on animal impounding. I think Stetson is gonna be updating the ordinance, instead of charging the different fees for spade, non-spade. If they're 65 or older, it's just gonna be a flat $15. And then if they come in before March 1st, it will be $5. And replacement tag, no, a discount, they'll discount of $5.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, paid a $5 discount.
So that's supposed to say 10 instead of 5 then?
No,
No, a discount of 5,
discount of 5, so it would be 10.
so it would be a $10 fee. So they have to pay, they come in before they get a $5 discount. So we'll charge them 10.
And
So
we
when
had-
it says
it's a discount of 5, so
Okay.
the normal cost is
Discount.
15, which would make it 10.
Cancel holding.
So,
It's 15.
no, I can.
If it's
it
paid,
says
if
five,
if
so
it's
I'm-
paid before March, it's a discount of $5.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this also takes away the late fee thing. That is so, that is.
If we board them, like we put them in.
Yeah. It just, it cleans it up. I think if we could just get people to come in and register their animals. To
Yeah.
have all the different things.
Yeah, I thought, reason for registering is not really to make money. You make it there, it's more of try to make sure.
No,
they're getting
so
their
we get
dogs,
that off bat.
well, that and make sure their dogs are doing shots.
That's pretty much everything that's in the budget. If you have any questions right now, we can look at them. Otherwise, we'll have another workshop on May 26th. And if you guys have highlights or things you want to talk about or questions, we'll keep going through more detail of it.
So this is something that I always took a Sharpie. And just you go through it and you just highlight questions. You know, and I think that's when when we come back, you'll have a better idea. I just, again, thank you for
No, it takes everybody actually.
you do, I mean, everybody, but to put this all together and make sense of it, it gives me a headache. I am not an accountant. Nor do I pretend to be, but I think she does a great job. The staff does a good job. And I'm very pleased with, but you guys as city council need to look at it and make some suggestions. Look, seriously, I don't know, it was just getting the Sharpie helps me kind of identify stuff, and also you'll go through and you'll highlight stuff as well, and anyway, go ahead, please.
And that replacement tag, we were gonna do away with that.
Do that one off. Okay.
Just because that's if somebody uses their tag. Like the last 3 animal control officers, and one of them did 1 tag.
Hmm.
And so it's just to simplify it, it's no problem. Somebody comes in after using the tag.
For the agenda. So we introduced that property tax impact schedule. You've already adopted resolution G and resolution H. And now it's to, you can make any changes you want to tentative budget. I'll make the few changes like Stetson said, cross off the tag or different things, but if you guys want to make any changes to it now, and then once the changes are made, it'll be available for the public to start reviewing also.
Sorry, I'm seriously still stuck on the garbage can, but I want to change that.
What do you?
Right, I don't, that's just the additional 35. It's not the total cost of the can, right?
Great.
Because we increased it, it's 35 cents that we increased. You know, you get the can, you want to double it so you can accelerate the whole.
Oh, you're talking
years.
about the 70 cents per month.
Yeah.
It was probably more than that, I think maybe 35 cents.
I don't, I recall.
So- You referring to like us trying to push out replacing the city? Cause there was one of those options where if you bought more upfront, so you could go out and replace them, but you don't have to do that with this element.
No, we
I'll
just-
certainly double check, cause I was trying to think through what the 70 and if that was one of those options where I think it was with Republic where if you wanted to phase out and let them take over, that had a different cost to it that
No, I
was
think that if I
higher.
remember right, we just talked about like so many residents' garbage cans are already broken that we don't even know about, but like they're not complaining. And we thought that a lot more residents would come for replacement faster than we thought. So that's what we talked about, like bumping it up so we could replace them quicker.
So you'll still be covering that cost with this rate, But that's the amendment just to make the order for that bigger bulk using the fund that's available.
So
The
what-
balance in the solid waste currently.
So how many cans are we gonna be ordering with that 30% increase?
Cause it's if I remember correctly, you're ordering like, I think it's 400 or 600. Right off, like that's the half order is somewhere around that ballpark.
Okay.
They want 2 more 400 orders.
Okay.
after that.
So once you got them going, like worst case, if you started chewing through that 400 that quick and you hit 100, you'd have your second order. That's the second order for the budget next year, because you
Okay.
could trigger that order to make up if you were starting to.
That
burn
seems like
through
a
them.
healthy number. I thought we were gonna be more.
Say there was 6,000, about 6,000 cans, something like that, total cans.
Yes, total, it's up in that ballpark, yeah. So yes, we're anticipating there's a lot out there, but if worst case, like we've done in ordering delays, like in COVID, where we sort of track how many called in. So if you have 12, we just have it tracked in iWorks and then tell them we can't do anything about it until the order arrives.
Arrives.
That would be worst case scenario, because we save our limited ones for the new builds that have no can. You have to provide them something.
Right.
So we always sort of hold some of them aside for
Okay.
that scenario.
So far, if we were to do this cents and stuff, when we do the math of the, the proposed tax increase, if we did that, it's about $10 a month to the residents between sewer fee, the sewer fee and the possible.
You'll have the tub, you'll have the
Yeah, and
sewer,
that includes the
the
tax.
garbage can.
Anticipated and then they anticipated in stormwater and culinary water as well.
Yeah, if we did make, because that's $4 on top of what we already paid. And so just an increase of, the total amount would be like $10 more than what.
In that
each- the
ballpark.
Average resident would, estimate.
One quick comment, just looking at page 32, Weaver County Transfer Station, typically it's showing 52.24. It's actually $50 right now and will likely stay that or be a little bit lower depending on what happens.
Is that what right now?
You're showing 52.24, but it's actually at $50.
That 50, okay.
Yeah.
On page 32.
This is another discussion for another day, but we also were gonna kind of address recycling at some point too. Just see what we want to do, continue with that, recycling. So I don't know if are we ordering, that's what's making me think of it though. Are we ordering blue cans and black cans or just black cans right now?
Just black cans, some more information
Okay.
coming.
Another day.
soon.
With
Okay.
recycling too, I do, regardless of which way we go, we put it out to residents and ask them, how do they feel about that? Just ask them. Or if they want to provide like large dumpsters for them to have a central location.
Yeah, we can talk about this another day, but sometimes those large dumpsters are
Mess.
couches and.
Please, check, put it out there.
Yeah.
Beautiful residents.
We can.
How's it feel? I know you weren't.
No, not necessarily. but,
So do you need, are we ready for a motion? Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. I think we're gonna do resolutions here. Is that?
Yes, so we're on number 18. So you're gonna adopt the tentative budget.
I'd like to make a motion. I'd
2026-I, is that?
like to make a motion that we adopted tentative budget resolution 2026-I.
I'll second the motion.
You have a motion and a second, Ann,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Dave,
Yes.
Johnny,
Yes.
Sean.
Yes.
Okay. Passes.
Okay, and this one, the next one is to set a public hearing to amend the 26 fiscal year and the 26-27 fiscal year budget. And I'm proposing June 9th is a day after we get the tax rates from the county. Then if something is very odd, you can still hold a public hearing, but hold another meeting.
So just
June 9th.
setting one right now?
Yeah,
June
one
9th.
public hearing, June 9th.
I'd like to make a motion that we set the public hearing for June 9th
Motion.
to consider amending the budgets.
Will there be a budget review still on the 26th?
On the 26th.
But not, but that won't be public hearing, no.
No, it's just about a public meeting, but you can still have a workshop on the 9th and still have a public hearing
Okay.
after it.
So we could set it then on June first and say, excuse me, on the 9th and say we would
Public
like to
hearing,
have a public hearing
and still have a workshop before if you would like.
on June 26th.
26th and the June 9th, and a public hearing on June 9th.
I'll second the motion.
May, thank you.
Okay, have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Like,
I didn't know.
and I just, for public record, will not be here for that day. And will be the mayor. For June 9th. Sorry.
So I'll need help.
It's pretty tough, so.
So all the mistakes that I've made over and
I'll
over
be like,
again.
Matt.
Thank you. Would you like a cookie?
Back to full man.
Thank you.
Matt, that was really good.
No.
Yeah, but I don't think he caught Stetson's comment. Said, I hope you come back. a whole
I
new man."
caught that.
All right.
I can't promise anything. We're going to Biloxi, Mississippi, so I don't know, might get eaten by alligator.
Come back a whole new man from there.
You won't.
Get some
wanna go-
jambalaya.
You'll appreciate both of them.
Thank you.
All right, so where are we? 20? Did we already set that? Oh, 20. Well, the bit, are we done?
No, well, with this one, but.
I know, we have RDA, I
Okay.
get that.
Oh, thanks.
We're way ahead. I was gonna
Thanks, Laurie.
do away with other business, but do we make it quick, or what are your thoughts? We do have an RDA meeting after this. That'll go pretty quick. Anybody have anything they really wanna? I'd like to welcome Stetson back. He looks like he's, whole. I don't wanna probably play him.
He's a whole new man.
He's been repaired. We can rebuild him. That reference is a $6 million man years ago.
Second, we can talk about Founder's Day, just kind of where everybody's
Yeah, I
at
was just
with
gonna
that.
Let's start here. You guys, Tyson, Stetson, Matt.
Just thanks for the support. I know that all was a big lift, a lot of information. If anything you wanna, more information or could go over it in more depth, we're always available, glad to talk about it.
For stormwater?
Yeah, it's just with everything going on, all of those items, appreciate the support. So, yeah, if you want to know more about SWIP, and there's gonna be more coming, just keeping with that, so thank you. We've made some new hires. We're down to the one position not filled, got the seasonals in, and hopefully with the audit now wrapping up with those last big items, we'll have more time to work on other stuff for you, so. Budget items, there's a lot of documents, planning that goes into a lot of those budget items. If you do want to know more, myself or, the superintendent that deals with that item would be glad to talk to you and go through it in more depth to see sort of what the back end is to some of those budget items. But welcome it anytime, would be happy to do it.
So for the police department, I'll echo what the mayor said. Lori, thanks for all your hard work on that budget. There's a ton to that. I hand it to her and she puts it all together. So I appreciate that. Couple things real quick. There was gonna be a couple of ordinances in here, but we took them off because of the big budget. I think I've sent some emails and stuff back and forth. At some point I want to address, we are planning to address the e-bike situation. I told Lori sometime before the, when we can, that probably needs to be on a lighter agenda because I think we'll beat that one to death. And then the dog license one will take a few minutes, but so we are working on that e-bike thing. I think you guys probably get calls on kids doing that and kids out and about. I have talked to our officers. Unfortunately, most of the people that we have dealt with in our parks and stuff are coming from like a long ways away. Like where the riding arena is in North Ogden, we stopped a group of them from up there the other day and from as far down to Ogden and those e-bikes. So I think they're not riding up here at 15 miles an hour on their e-bike. I think they're traveling that far at 30 or more miles an hour. So, but, our officers are doing the best they can with that. Staffing wise, we did have an officer turn in his 2 weeks. He's gonna go to another agency just for more money. But I did, make a conditional offer to a great guy that I've known for a long time. He's a 23-year officer. And he's got a lot of experience about that. So that one didn't come through the, program that we bought. This one is coming through a, employee referral. So, but other than that,
Can I just make a super quick comment? I was up at Weber High on Monday and I ran into Robbie a couple of times throughout the day. And he's doing such a good job there and has such a great relationship with the kids. They're coming up and high-fiving him. They're coming, like he's doing a great job over there from what I can tell. So.
yeah, we've been working on this negotiation with the school district. I had a conversation with one of the school district employees the other day regarding some of that stuff. And he said, I kind of talked about, we hope you're getting what you feel like you're paid for with Robbie. And he said, we wish that every agency would model their SRO after Robbie. So
Yeah,
that was
amazing.
I took that as a huge compliment for Robbie.
So one reason why I said we could take that e-bike thing off the agenda today, not only for time, but I really am concerned about enforcement. We can set all these rules, we can set all these different things. Man, what do we do? A few people that are making bad for everybody. And kids are gonna be using, because they don't have pedal bikes anymore. That's gone. That's, everybody has a scooter or an e-bike or something. Yeah.
I'm hurt.
Well, and does, a few of these old people, still have to have a pedal. That's a pedal bike. But I really, I don't know. I don't know what actually to do. You're gonna put you put a lot of work into this already. The state came out with theirs also, so I think we want to look at that a little bit and mesh those two together.
And the state did a pretty good job. It covers a lot of it.
It covers a lot, but I just don't know what to even think because I've seen several families going along Pleasant View Drive. I'm not gonna push those guys into Pleasant View Drive. There's no place for them to go. But some of these little snots that get out there and just harass and go around, zipping around through the walkers is where the problem is. Anyway, but thank you for that.
And I really want to push it out when we do approve it and push it out. I really want to point out the part, Matt's read it more recent than I have, but I'm pretty sure I put a part in there that talks about the purpose of that ordinance and that purpose. I want our officers to stick to the purpose of that. If you have Steve and his 5 grandkids riding down the road and one of them's on an e-bike, the purpose is not to stop that kid.
Yeah.
Have Steve take him home, and I think that would be a huge part of the enforcement side of it.
And I don't know how we do that. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for everything and welcome back. And we are glad that you're made it through for sure.
Do we need a hearing when we do that? Would that be helpful or I don't know? Yeah.
It's an ordinance stuff.
Usually it requires a public hearing, doesn't it? With an ordinance adoption?
I just wonder if it'd be helpful to have.
Only for land use and
Public-
finances.
I don't know.
That was what Lori and I talked about, and I think originally we were just gonna have a discussion on it and then maybe I'll go back and refine it
Yeah.
and do another time to adopt it, but I don't know how we want to approach that either, because I just have a feeling we're gonna want to make changes, like there's gonna be a lot of changes that I think all of you guys are gonna want to have input on, so.
Matt, anything? Thank you for being here, by the way. We miss your bright smiling face. With the exception of some of the comments, we'll talk about that after. And
So I just want to give a quick update on the GovWell stuff. Tammy met with them again today. They want to have us up in a testing phase by June 2nd. So that's right around the corner. So she's making good progress on that and hopefully we'll be able to move forward and then get it going live and get onto that system. So we're really excited for that. And I, along with everyone else, want to express my gratitude to Laurie and all the, well, the moving pieces going into that, but she's the one that actually like herds it all together and puts it in a format and figures everything out. So I think that that's great. And also to Tyson with the home stormwater audit, that was a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think that anybody understands how many hours that he's put into just fixing our issues with that audit and getting us in compliance where we want to be. So last thing is I will be out of the office from May 21st until June 1st. So if you need anything, hit me up before because I am going unplugged.
She's gonna come back in a dirndl with a glove of schnitzel and
A whole different person.
whole different person. She's gonna come back. Yodelay-hee-hoo.
I can recognize any of these people.
I'm envious. All right.
So,
Thank you again.
oh,
Wonderful. Johnny,
Are we talking specifically the Founder's Day?
no,
Okay. And then,
whatever you want.
we're gonna let Dave handle that for a minute.
Constant contact, I made some big posters, put them in the park on Friday. Since then, we've had 25 new subscribers. I think that, with the softball games and stuff going on, hopefully we'll get a bunch more, but I mean, we're still only at 150 total, 160.
Well, every time I've seen that, it's made me smile. Just the information that's being put out by Ann, and just, I appreciate that. And one of these days, we're gonna have to get other people. I'm not gonna be on one.
Oh, no, just plan on it, all y'all.
I know, cause I have a face and a voice for nothing. TV, not radio, not anything. We can edit.
can only do so much. So anyway, we'll continue to kind of move that A-frame around and just try and get more signups that way. And then I thought even maybe we could even have someone hold it down the parade route. I don't know. We'll definitely have a Barker Park for Founder's Day, trying to get some more people signed up for that.
Good.
Just Founder's Day, I've reached out to, well, everybody's doing their stuff. I know it's a lot of work right now, so. Two things that I really need to do, though, I haven't had much time to work on this, but I need to get the grand marshals nailed down. And I will be in contact with you guys this week to nail some of that down. I do want some feedback still. I did hear back from Jerry, and the carriage can handle additional 2 people, so they could be 4 if we want to do that. So, you're a good one? Okay.
The deadline for the newsletter for that information is 2026 by 9 p.m.
Okay.
You have to have everybody.
Well, it will be done before the 23rd because I will not be here. I'm following Andrea to Europe, so.
Yeah.
So I won't be here in the next council meeting either. On the
When you
20th.
try goods with
Yeah.
about that?
Yes.
I'm traveling light, sorry, can't.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Swiss, yeah. Also, I'd like to get the signs, set up. I was hoping if anybody'd like to help with that, to do that Thursday night. I don't know if that's planning commission, but
No,
next Thursday, yeah.
they don't have.
It's just once a month, yeah. Next Thursday, shoot for like 6 o'clock, and we can set up all of the Founder's Day signs, including the car show signs, and
We're putting up the race tomorrow.
you're doing the races earlier? Okay, all right. Those are the 2 big things that needed to be done, is getting the signs set up.
And when is the next meeting? What is that?
No, yeah, 11th. Thursday, the 11th is the Founder's Day meeting.
And we've moved it from 4 to 3:30. Do we
It's
want to do
3:30.
3:30 or is that long enough?
Yeah, gives us an hour to, I think so. I think we're good.
3:30.
Yeah. Anybody have any concerns on theirs? Information's going out. Sarah, the shirts, I think that was one you guys you
Which
need
the-
approval on those for everybody.
Oh, no, but yeah, I'll just get what color? And then I'll send you the style and say, do you guys like it?
Yeah, will you let us, give us
Yeah.
let us do some input on that?
Absolutely.
We're not doing green or red.
Do you have a specific style that you want?
I have some ideas I can send to you.
So
Um,
we're gonna do some poster updates, like, remember when you went out Shady Lane, how it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or whatever?
For the
So-
apron, like apron?
Yeah, so we were just gonna try and I was gonna try and make it so that like you could have more Thursdays and spread those A-frames around, and more Fridays and spread the A-frames. Do you get what I'm saying?
So you need more.
So I need a few more posters. So do I need to work with Heather on that as far as the budget on that, or?
So,
So I just want to put out there, remember the requisition forms that we pushed out in January? Just make sure when you're making purchases for Founder's Day, that
Yeah.
those are getting filled out.
okay,
Yeah, so that you have approval to spend the money.
Okay, so just go with the requisition form and then from there we'll see approved or not approved.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep, that'd be great.
cool. We send those out again?
Yes.
Okay.
There's also some blank ones by your boxes.
Oh, okay,
Yep.
cool. Remember my
Nice.
box.
Like, really good idea.
My
Oh,
what?
do you have more? Okay, so with that, I've been collecting donations and I talked to the mayor about this, of making a list of what it is specifically for, because it is in this fiscal year. If we want to use those donations, we will have to do a budget amendment. Because it will go into the general fund. And then in order to spend it for this Founder's Day, it will have to be amended from that.
Yeah, so I think we might need to know what budget number you guys are looking for. You have 68,000 sitting there. Well, 62 minus the coins. So that's what you need. I mean, you can bring in donations to offset the expenditures,
Yeah,
but you're wanting 62 plus another 20,000.
This
Well,
is,
I don't know what.
For example, she has $800 or so.
Yes.
For these shirts that we're doing for,
Uh-huh.
so if she brings in $800, we put a request in for $800 to come
More
out.
additional shirts that are not budgeted already.
So
Well-
so none of these are budgeted.
like,
They're-
the breakfast isn't in the budget,
Breakfast is? Yeah.
it is now,
So,
or,
Yeah,
cause it
you
never
have-
has been before.
No, 62,000, you have 62,000 sitting there. When you guys first had your first meeting, we broke them out, saying, okay, fireworks
Right.
was about this much.
so this, I mean, this is a good example. The shirts that the wives, they're doing a Pleasant View 175 shirt. They're going to be selling them or, whatever. Sarah has a donation to buy some up front. They're gonna be $6 a piece. So 800, we can buy as many as we can to have them come. So do I present this form to you? Because that's not really in the budget. It's a
An
donation,
addition.
an additional,
It is.
an
So there's
additional,
addition fee.
so how is that recorded in the budget? Do we put that into we put that in with the Founder's Day stuff, or do we have additional line item for budget or for donations?
Well,
For
there-
Founder's
we'll
Day.
put- We already have a line item, so we're gonna increase revenue by 800, we'll increase expenditures by 800.
And then we'll move that night, so,
But can we keep track of that
It's
in-
what your Founder's
in a
Day.
separate line item under Founder's Day? So we keep track of the donations,
No, donations, we do have a line item for Founder's Day.
Founder's Day donations, and then, because so breakfast, she has a lot of stuff that she gets for the breakfast.
so.
And we have a budget for the breakfast for sure.
You guys want to talk about this later?
But but I just want to clear it up so that there's no question
Yeah,
as to what the right way of doing it is.
so right now you have a, but I don't know how to explain. You have a budget
Right.
of 62,000
Right.
for Founder's Day.
Thousands automatically gone to
And now you
fireworks.
want $800 more of shirt. You're gonna bring
60,000
So I
Yeah.
come in, 30,100. But is there something else that we're using those donations for?
Well, but this particular one is for shirts.
Yeah, we can do that.
And so, I don't know what other ones you have.
So I have a list, Heather and I have gone over the list, I have the people who have donated and what, and so
We
we
have
have
the
exactly,
donation, but what are you using it?
if that's
She
what
has
the
that
list is
list.
exactly for.
So can we,
Heather and I
so can we come in and talk to you tomorrow about that? Okay,
Yeah.
Sarah, let's
So,
talk about
yeah,
that. tomorrow.
I'll just give it, so like for the medals and for the, pickleball, for the breakfast,
Last year, so. in the
I
budget.
brought in all of that, so you.
But it's
just
in the
moved it From
budget,
the general fund
But
box.
we want to source for it.
You used, because all that
So
money that
just
I brought in last
come
year,
in
you put it in.
We'll
the
come in
general
tomorrow.
fund.
Okay, Sarah, let's come in
Okay,
tomorrow.
we'll come in.
Okay, what else?
Sorry, just remember there's a movie in the park on May 29th this month, May 29th. And then also remember that, well, we're gonna meet again before May 29th, right?
Yes.
May
Council meeting is
26th, yeah.
26th.
So, no, I'll just talk about it.
Sean?
No.
Okay, just two quick things, projects for the day of service. Several of the stakes, and then I've talked with Tyson a little bit about that, he has several things, we will talk about that tomorrow, maybe, or the next day. But I reached out to each of the LDS stakes to have a day of service. The Pleasant View stake has reached out, they want, 2 hours or something, but then have, I don't know, 200 people. So I want something that is substantial enough. And I just had one idea, we want to get water through water. Do we need to revamp the creek bed or something, I mean, I don't even know if that's gonna happen or if we're gonna get that water flowing this year or not, but there's just several things, and Tyson has stuff that he has on his list that fulfill different requirements. So we're gonna do some of those types of things, but I just want to put it out there. I don't want any discussion really today, but look and see what big things we can do. These are not scout projects. This is big with a lot of people, a lot of time, and primarily adults, but it needs to be families as well.
Mhm.
What day is the?
It doesn't, that's not out there yet. We need projects for that. And then we've already kind of talked about the Weaver County display. I've told you my idea. I still welcome help. Because that's my idea, what I want to do, and I'm gonna use some of that money to do it right and represent Pleasant View well. So I think that's it. Let's just go into what do we need to do to go into the RDA?
Adjourn this one.
Okay, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And then we need to change the,
No, I had a city council.
okay, so I'd entertain, do we need to the meeting or to start the meeting? Okay, we welcome you to our RDA meeting. This should be short and sweet. I would say, Laurie?
Hey, budget workshop. So we kind of went through the RDA, and basically the only thing we have is spending, that we're gonna spend is for, the interconnectivity with Far West and finish up that Spine Road roadway area. That's pretty much all of the RDA budget, and then we have a few salaries and membership, everything's coming out of there. But it's all complete. Really want to. Page 33 is your RDA. We just have Lake Park funds coming in as the revenue to offset those two projects on Rolling Wide and the Far West project. We have that database annual fee with the state. We have to register the RDA with the state, and that's $25 salaries. So that's your budget for next year.
I'd like to make,
So this is the wake up funding going into that we're
Different.
getting, is that going to be for the Far West
Yeah, the
portion?
Far West,
Is that going,
we count for it in here.
so that's where this is, going,
The
the wake up funding will go into this RDA stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, is, if we do the 250 UDOT money, is that also gonna go into this? 250,000? Where would that go?
Yes. I would add that.
So we need to put that 250.
Showing it here. Oh, is that included in the 2.3 million? Oh, sorry, 2 million.
And as long as that,
Oh, yeah, I have that.
as long as that's in there under the contributions or grant. Okay, as long as that's there, so. That's what I think, anyway. Ann, were you gonna,
I was gonna make a motion.
Then on the
you kicked me, by the way. Could someone else make a motion? I'm gonna avoid.
I don't care, anybody make a motion.
RTH.
So just as a note on the resolution, it says it's approved by the Pleasant View City Council. That's just going to need to be changed to redevelopment agency.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the tentative budget for the redevelopment agency resolution 2026-C with the suggested changes Andrea just said.
Second the motion.
Have a motion and a second. Harrington's gonna be last. Wilkinson.
Yes.
Yuri. Marriott.
Yes.
Barry.
Yes. He couldn't even be alive.
Truly.
Can we do this without?
Yes.
And Harrington. Yes,
Yes,
that's
yes.
unanimous. Thank you very much. Entertain a motion.
Wait.
Or do we need to set a public hearing?
How about June 9th?
June 9th.
Oh.
I'll second the motion.
I emotion
I'd like to make a motion that we set the public hearing to consider the RDA budget for June 9th.
Second.
Thank you.
Motion and second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Do it again.
I'd like to
Okay.
make,
You need a motion to adjourn?
Yep.
I was on a roll.
Mayor, make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Second.
I'll second the
All in
motion.
favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Oh, good meeting, guys. Good cheese and
Thank
crackers. Thank you.
Wow.
Good stuff.
I really don't want to do this.
Yes.
Didn't start off with,
What is this? This is there.